Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Stream of Chaos. My name is James, and I am the keeper for this game of Shadows over Stillwater, which is a fantastic campaign set in the Down Darker Trail setting, which is Call of Cthulhu in the Wild West. I'm joined, as I always am, by this fantastic crew of people who I will now have introduce themselves. Art, do you want to start?
Sure. Hi, I'm Art. I am playing Dr. Joseph Waite, and the last I remember of Joseph, he was getting Rachel's character to be violently ill because reasons.
Yeah, reasons, exactly. Fantastic. Daniel, what about yourself?
Hey, I'm Daniel. I'm playing Griff Gutherson, who's an aged mountain man. And last time we saw Griff, he has not been having a great week, to be honest. He got his throat ripped out by some zombies, and then he got poisoned and is now vomiting blood up on the ground. So it's been a week.
Been a bit of a rough one, absolutely. David, what about yourself?
Yeah, I'm Dave. I play Grease, and I'm the best deputy in this town, or I will be. Hooray!
Well, Deputy Sheriff Valentine certainly seems to think so. Jackson.
Hey, I'm Jackson. I'm playing Marshal Jeremiah MacDonald, who has just been rudely interrupted in his meeting with the deputy sheriff by certain posse members vomiting blood in the middle of breakfast, it's hardly proper decorum, I suspect.
No, it's downright rude, actually.
I want it noted I didn't, so I'm behaving myself.
Yes, very good. And Rachel.
Hi, my name is Rachael. I am playing Adda Blanca Ward, and last time we saw me, sorry about all the vomiting. I ate some bad eggs. I don't know. They just didn't go down well, and now I'm really sick, and I hate this stupid ranch that we've been sent to.
Aww.
But thanks for healing me.
No, exactly. I mean, at the very least, was the breakfast all right? Did it taste good until...
I don't know. They were a bit sticky.
Okay, fantastic. So for those of you who are just joining us, who want a little update on the story, our characters here are all hot on the heels of the Green-Eyed Gang, who are a group of outlaws who all of our characters have a vendetta against. Their hunt took them to the town of Stillwater, a small town, and in Stillwater they managed to uncover a strange conspiracy of serpent people trying to mind control and evolve the local population, and the side effects of that procedure was that the dead were raised. After hunting down Hank Hannaraddy, who was the rival from the Green-Eyed Gang in the town, and after heading off into the mountains to take care of the serpent people, our investigators have now found out that there are reports of more serpent people, or at least more similar behavior, similar problems in Santa Rosita, which is a nearby town. So, extrapolating that the Green-Eyed Gang seem to have been involved in strange things. They have headed towards Santa Rosita to try and uncover the plot of the Serpent People, hoping that it will take them closer to the Green-Eyed Gang and to their prey. So we will jump back inside the quarantine hut of Santa Rosita, since our investigators have been quarantined because the locals fear that the virus affecting people in Stillwater is affecting our investigators. Just as two of our investigators have consumed poisoned food and have collapsed, Joseph, the doctor, has dived in to make sure they are okay, and Deputy Sheriff Valentine has whipped out his gun and is waving it around and ordering everybody to get back inside and to stay still. So, one by one, everybody, tell me approximately what you're doing right now.
I'm cleaning my beard from all the blood and vomit.
Are we stable now, or are we still in medical duress?
Well, the two of you spent your luck and then rolled really, really low damage results. You took pretty much fine.
Really?
So you're getting up and your chest is heaving. You feel sick, but you're okay. You're ready to get up and.
It's like when you're sick and you vomit up the thing that was like making you sick, and you're like, oh, I'm kind of okay now. Like. I feel like we made a
You had a
big deal out of
tactical.
this.
You're ready to get back on the
Yeah,
business.
yeah.
Tactical.
It was
Yeah.
cleansing.
All right, let's do it.
I haven't had that in a while.
Let's get out of this quarantine. Pub.
So around you, it is just chaos. The other people in the quarantine hut have leapt up. They're backing away. They're yelling. They're shouting. The deputy is waving around his gun. He is pointing it. He's not quite pointing it at you, Marshall and Grease, but he's pointing it nearby. And he's yelling, get inside, because this clearly seems to be some kind of symptom of the virus. So, Griff, you're cleaning blood and vomit out of your beard. What are the rest of you doing?
I'm shouting. I'm backing away while also making eye contact with the deputy and telling him to put your damn gun down. We're gonna figure this out. You don't shoot nobody till we know what's going on. And I'm also backing away.
Okay, you're doing that. Grease, what about you?
How apparent was it that this was tied to the food? Because as a player, I'm fairly convinced, but I don't remember if I had that info as a character.
You have not seen proof that it is tied to the food. People were eating and then started to cough, but there were also other people eating inside who do not appear to have been affected.
Okay, I reckon what I do is I back up next to Mac and I like tug at his elbow as if to say something, then think better of it. He's busy, and I'm going to bolt towards the canteen wherever they shared some of the food so that we could take it and just start grabbing like eggs or whatever and jamming it in my pockets. I'm going to get samples for the doc to look at later.
Okay, good idea. So you've teared back inside the house and you're now grabbing all the food as people are getting up. Blanca, what are you doing?
I really want some water, but I also don't trust any of the water that's here. So I don't know. Is there anything to drink nearby that is no? No.
The doctor's flask is full of mysteries. I'd stay away from it.
Do I have like a personal? I would like my personal supply of water.
Yeah, you've got a little bit of liquor and you've got a water skin that you would have with you. There's also the judge who has been just drinking solidly the whole time. So if their supply is poisoned, then they're going to be in very bad shape. And the bottle that they were drinking from is on the table. So you could seize that and drain it.
I would like to do that. I don't trust anything else.
Fair enough. The judge does not appear to be particularly upset at all and sort of is standing up, is panicked, is desperately trying to help people. Outside, you can hear people yelling for a doctor. What are you doing, speaking of which, Joseph?
So, do I have any inkling that this might have been related to food?
Yes. You treated these two for the symptoms of poisoning. You are relatively sure.
Sweet.
And you can also see Grease now running in and filling his pockets with eggs like a Oliver Twisty and hungry orphan, desperate to try and get another feed before being sent back to the mines.
So once Joseph's made sure that Miss Ada is breathing and able to, like, you know, doesn't have anything that's going to clog up her throat, is going to stand up very calmly, walk directly towards the sheriff, deputy sheriff, slowly.
Yep.
And just say, I am a doctor, and you just hurt my patients.
All right. So you've come outside, you storm alongside and come up next to Mac, and you powerfully sort of state your case before the deputy sheriff. Now, the deputy sheriff is, as I have expressed, relatively competent. I think one of you got a really good score on a psychology check last session, and you know that this person appears to be at least somewhat on the level, and they take what you were saying seriously. They also take what you were saying seriously, Mac. They put the weapon away, and they say, we didn't do anything we'll figure this out. Like the marshal said, we can figure this. Is everyone okay inside? Doctor, what do we need to do? And appears to look to you for instruction.
And, well, first and foremost, I'm going to need some supplies to work out what the hell this is. Whatever doctor you have in town, I could use the assistance if they are in any way competent, although, given what we have seen, I am not sure. And then I want, this is a cramped hut. It is not the best place to treat people that have just potentially been poisoned. So I would like it, if at all possible, that we get somewhere else I can look at my two patients.
All right. He nods a few times and begins to gesture around, pointing at some of these deputies, yelling out, Frank, get Doc Martell down. You know, we need to sort this out. You go over and see if they'll just, in general, seeing to your instructions. Things seem to be moving pretty well. If any of you do make to move outside of the quarantine area, though, outside of the cabin at this stage, he does, or the deputies will, push towards you and sort of get you to stay inside. Meanwhile, on the interior of the cabin, a lot of the folks around are sort of staring at Blanca and Griff. They're looking for some kind of sign, some kind of signal. Are you both okay? How are you both reacting once you sort of come back to yourself? You've cleaned out your beer, Griff, and you've drained a good half of a bottle of whiskey and managed to sort of grimace your way through it.
Would I be feeling a little woozy after half a bottle of whiskey?
Yeah,
I've had whiskey
a lot of
before,
it
and
drips
it's not
down
very
your,
nice.
Yeah, exactly. The judge, Judge Hill, sort of steps forward and says, "Are the two of you feeling quite all right?"
I'm fine.
What
I feel a little woozy. I'm not gonna.
you should both sit down. I'm sure that we don't want to exert you nothing, but please to take a seat. And tries to urge the two of you to sit down to rest.
I'm fine. I'm good.
Well, all right, if you're sure. The next few minutes goes by in sort of a flurry of activity as the deputies outside try to reestablish control, and the people inside sort of draw back a little bit worried. Now, I have two particular questions that I want to ask. The first is, Joseph, last night you spent a lot of time up awake by yourself, working in a frenzy, you know, tied to one side of this cabin, looking a little mad scientist. And now people have been poisoned. Now people are giving you weird looks. Can I get you to make for me a charm check?
Bedside manner check.
My speciality.
Fumble.
If I can psychology my way through this, I will, but charm, oof.
Unfortunately, this is psychology is more in the realm of detection.
Hey, that's
that's luckable.
Lois, would you like to luck it?
Sure.
Okay, so
Because
you
I'm
managed to give off an air of sort of bookworm rather than mad, twisted scientist who's looking to experiment on people and
Never
watch
harm anyone.
also, like, just in terms of madness, I am 72 out of 100 in terms of sanity. I am in no
For
way,
real.
like, yeah.
Doing.
Yeah.
We all got a
That's
massive
life.
bump.
Yeah.
Yeah, I absolutely will exchange some of that for information later. Yeah.
Fair enough. No, you are a bastion of sanity at this stage.
for now.
And so no one is really giving you any particularly difficult looks. After a couple...
accidental sanity roll on my part, I apologize
Nah, you
sincerely,
just showing off.
deeply and
I'm
unreservedly.
so mad.
Are you serious? 90.
He's accidentally showed off his sanity, which is
I do have
99.
99 sanity,
Oh my
but that's
God.
not important. right?
Yeah, sure, Jackson.
Whatever.
Don't worry, I'll just take care of your investigator through hit point damage.
And there's Grease
I'm not-
wasting his extreme success.
Yeah.
I want to show everyone how high my luck is.
Stop being so sane, the collection
Show
of you.
and tell.
Anyway, the second thing that we need to talk about is the sort of extended aftermath. After the initial chaos, once everybody sort of sits down, once the two of you have been given some water from your companion supplies that you can maybe trust a little more, the Valentine will come back in and say, we need to sort this out. Marshall, come outside. We've got the doc out here. And Doctor, gesturing to you, Joseph, if you come out as well, and any of y'all else who want to participate. I don't know if you two need rest, and turns to leave, and then stops for a second, turns back towards Grease, says, "Oh, and of course we'll need the deputy."
Yeah, I got samples and everything as well. I'm ready to go.
Hold on a second. Matt, can I talk to you before we head outside?
What's the problem?
Matt, I sort of shuffle you off into a corner.
The others all head outside, so you have some
Yeah.
privacy.
I go, Mac, you gotta know we can't stay here, right? You know that.
What's the matter?
Some out there's hunting us, and we can't stay in this little house. We gotta get out of this house. We can't be stuck here while they pick us off or while they get us. We gotta get out of this quarantine.
No one's trying to get us. That's what I think. As long as as long as we're staying around other people. Next point of call is getting into the town. We ain't getting into the town unless we make these folks feel mighty comfortable. And if sitting in this house is going to make them feel comfortable, then that's what we're going to have to do.
I don't think that's the right call, man. I think we gotta move.
Where would you want to go?
I don't know. We just can't stay here. They know we're here. They're hunting us. I can feel it. They already tried to get 2 of us. I spit out a globule of blood.
Ew.
Yeah. Look. I've said my piece. That's all I gotta say.
And I hear it. And I thank you. But the fact is, if we're in danger, then all the people in that town are in danger. And that's not something I'm willing to turn my back on. And if I have any judge of your character, I'd say it's not something you would either.
I suppose. All right. I'm done.
So after your brief conversation, the 2 of you step out to rejoin Valentine. Valentine is standing there with another man who you assume is Dr. Martell. Dr. Martell is a shorter fellow, little before middle age, probably in his late 30s. Can you make for me a psychology test, please, Joseph?
Can I ever? Actually, let's see if I can.
Rita, he can.
And can you also make for me an education test, Blanca, now that I think of it?
Can I ask if I can make a test?
Yeah, what would you like
For
specifically?
sure.
Not just anyone. Can I make a natural world check to see if I could put together that it was food poisoning or it was something to do with the food? Or feel free to say no if that doesn't fall under that thing.
I'm gonna say no, but that's because you're already pretty sure.
Okay.
You don't need to make a check. That is a logical jump to make.
I ate the food.
It is
I am
highly reasonable that Griff would have leapt to that conclusion. So I think, to be certain of it, it's going to be like a chemical analysis or something like that, which is beyond the purview of natural.
But I've got a hunch.
You've got more than a hunch. You've got a bad taste in the back of your throat where everything started burning. So you're feeling pretty confident. Okay, so first of all, we're going to talk about the education check very quickly, Blanca. As you were watching this situation, something occurs to you. It's not a reminder from your days as a bandit, the days when you would run through towns like this, when you would rob, when you would plunder. This is exactly the kind of situation when there's kind of these small-scale disasters that are completely occupying the attention of the law, that you would be able to strike and you would be able to take whatever you wanted.
Yeah, okay.
When you look at this, you're seeing a town that it's a big town too, that is on the cusp of falling apart. And you can't help but start noticing all the deputies around. A little voice in the back of your head is saying, well, there's this many deputies here. That means at least one of the entryway to the town must not being watched. Probably the eastern one at this time of day, judging by the position of the sun. And you have to force yourself to sort of silence that voice because you're already planning how you can get in and out of the bank.
How far away is the town?
From
on
here,
horse and on foot?
Oh, it's about it's a good couple of minutes of walk, but you can see the town spread out before you. Think of yourselves as more on the outskirts. You're not really out in the mountains or anything like that.
Okay, we're not outside of the town.
You're right on the outskirts. Yes, you're still in it, but
Okay.
I'm trying to think of a good analogy. You're at the furthest house that could possibly be called in the town.
Yeah, no, I understand. Yeah.
All right, brilliant. Now, meanwhile, onto your psychology check, Joseph. As you are looking at Dr. Martell, you start to try and get the measure of this man, something that as a professional you have to do when you're working with doctors. You have to understand what their beliefs are, maybe what their kind of training is. And just by the way that Martell is reacting, by the way that he looks at some of the, the blood stains left on the front of Griff's very stained and dirty jacket from years of living in the mountains, he looks a little nervous. He looks green. You immediately think that this doctor is perhaps not particularly competent. Valentine, on the other hand, appears to be blunt, direct, and is trying to exercise some form of competence. So as you all come out, he nods a few times and he says, all right, well, so here's what we've done. We've gone and we've we've had a word with everybody who could have gotten to that food, and well, as I'm sure you've gathered, we think it must have been poison. Y'all are not the only victims, and in fact, y'all got off easy. One of our deputies with sticky fingers had a couple of nibbles of your food on the way bringing it up from Ma Ritchie's restaurant, and well, he didn't make it. So it is our belief that this implies that there is somebody in the town who has gotten through the quarantine and is under the effect of the madness sickness from Stillwater. Otherwise, what other reason would someone have for doing this?
Well, it's possible that someone in the town doesn't like someone else staying at this house and too keen on them coming in.
Is that the case, Marshal?
There wouldn't be any reason to be any one of us. I can say that for certain.
All right. Well, look, we trust you as a member of the law enforcement mechanism of this country, and we are pleased to accommodate you and your companions. What I have to say though is that we can't let you out right away. We just can't. With the quarantine this threatened, we need y'all to wait till sunset tonight. A day and a night. That's what the quarantine has always been. You'll wait till sunset, and y'all can conduct your own investigations. Ask everybody else inside the cabin, see if they are indeed a threat, as you have potentially identified. And I will personally come and deliver y'all a slip, allowing you free roam of the town this evening. I can recommend you any of the local hotels to stay at, and hell, I'll buy y'all a drink if that's what it takes. But we can't let y'all out now.
That seems mighty reasonable considering the circumstances, Deputy, and I thank you for it.
All right, good.
Mighty reasonable. My left butt cheek, that is mighty reasonable. We have been poisoned. We have been attacked, and you expect us to sit in that house and just wait to be attacked again?
We have doubled the presence of deputies around the house to make sure that no danger will come to you, and we will be personally supervising the preparation of all food that is brought forward. In addition, I have spoken to Dr. Martel, and Dr. Martel will be liaising with your doctor to make sure that all needed supplies and equipment are brought as quick as possible to the hut. I'm afraid I can offer nothing more. I understand your frustration, sir, but I cannot allay it.
How do we know your deputies ain't in on this?
He kind of hesitates for a second. And then nods to me. So can you make a persuasion check?
Yeah, I can try. Yes, I can. I'm not very good at persuading, but I will certainly try by finding the persuasion check, which is under P for persuasion. Is it?
It's
Yep, there it is.
on the right, yeah.
Woohoo!
Very
That's
nice.
pretty good.
Wow.
That's a
Give
10.
that a good old, give that a
Can
big
I
old tick.
offer? My offer is perhaps Could I do my quarantine somewhere else? Like, could I? Or
Could I
is that
quarantine
not?
in the city?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or just. Nah, she don't want to be.
Could
off
we
by
get
herself.
extra breakfast? Given that we
Seems
missed the
to be-
first.
That'll be a little difficult, sort of asking something. What he's trying to do is he's trying to diffuse the situation. And with that persuasion check, he is seeing your objections as reasonable. He says, I assure you my deputies are honest, righteous folk, and that you are in no danger from them. And he reaches into his pocket and he pulls out a pistol and he pops it open to show it's loaded, shuts it, flips it, and hands it towards you. And you are in no danger. And I'm sure that if anything problematic should occur, you can go straight to them to ask for assistance. And kind of nods with a smile at you, attempting to sort of make some kind of concession.
Griff. I'm gonna say like I because a lot of Griff's attitudes are very physical, and he physically sort of backs down like an animal would. Like I am now comfortable. That is like. He should get the sign that that was the right move on his part. Griff is now.
Griff
a
will
lot
remember
happier.
Valentine,
Yes, exactly.
exactly. And Valentine in turn appears pleased. Joseph, yes.
No, that was just Griff.
Oh yes, of course.
Sorry. That was, yeah.
If I can suggest one further concession, I think my colleague here is quite used to preparing his own meals. Would it be possible to have some livestock or game sent up, still living as it were? I'm sure Mr. Gutherson would appreciate the opportunity to make his own preparations.
Why don't you throw me a persuasion check too? Because of the preceding situation, this is going to be made with a bonus die. Not great in the first one.
We'll see what we can do with that. It was a dumb one.
Nice.
Okay.
It's just a breakfast in a slightly different form. I don't see what all the fuss is about.
Food will be tasted before it is brought to us. I assume, and that will be sufficient.
Valentine says, I'm sure you understand if we slaughtered an animal and provided it to you and found that you were infected, it would ruin the meat of the entire creature. And I don't have meat myself. I would be relying on the goodwill of my citizens to provide it, and I do not want them to have to sacrifice too much. It is of some consequence to ask for an entire beast. I apologize, but I assure you we will look over everything. And Ma Richards is a reputable establishment, and you can be assured that we'll be keeping a close eye on things.
That's fine. We appreciate your vigilance.
Okay. He nods and sort of wishes you all good luck, leaving you, Joseph, with Doc Martell, and the rest of you returning to the cabin. Now, outside in the distance, somewhere in the city, the serpent person that poisoned you carefully begins to plan their next assault. Now, it's a little early, but we're very quickly going to jump to a break. We'll be back in about 5 minutes. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Thank you for staying with us during that short break. So we jump back into everything as our investigators return to the quarantine hut where they will need to remain until sunset. They know that out there, something is threatening them. Something is after them. Something is hunting them. But they've been given a pistol and they have at least some kind of capacity to defend themselves. So let me ask, as the hours go by and each of you have to sit in the hut that now smells of puke with the ever-looming sense of danger around you, what are all your investigators doing?
First thing I do is I give that pistol to Grace.
I'm the child.
Do you do it in a way so that everyone in the cabin can see it?
I don't see any reason why we need to do that.
All right. So before you step inside, you pass the pistol across to Grease. Grease, the surest shot in the West, who will be able to take care of any trouble that comes your way.
I empty the eggs from my pocket so I can fit it in.
But I make sure he knows that he's only getting it because he looks like he's the least intimidating one. I'm like, don't underestimate you.
My left butt cheek, I'm the least intimidating.
I don't know where you got that reference from.
I'm learning. Hooray!
I'm interested in staking out our situation. How many lawmen are here? And then how exposed is this house? And is there any activity visible in the town? I basically want to see how exposed we are in general to some kind of further attack.
Yep. The town is a little bit away. You can see people bustling in the streets and it seems relatively busy, but it's sort of outside of the range where you feel directly threatened by anything that's happening there. Surrounding you now, there were originally just 3 deputies, 2 of them watching the main road in, and one of them sort of seated up high, making sure that you didn't climb out of the small depression that the cabin is in. So to answer your question, the cabin itself is not particularly exposed. There is a small depression. There is 1 deputy that is stationed up high, so they would see you if you tried to climb out or anything like that. There are also 2 deputies that are guarding the main road. But within a couple of hours, 2 more deputies arrive, and they take up positions overlooking the cabin to either side. So it is now basically guarded at each compass point, with the southern point, the entrance to it, actually guarded by 2 deputies that are standing by a road. Does that answer your question?
It seems like too many deputies.
There's a few of them. This is a large town. This is a town of 1,000 plus. There's probably a relatively large force here.
Just feels a lot more like we're being, locked up inside rather than we're
Kept
being
in.
protected.
There's a little bit of that. It does feel.
They also given us a single pistol and refused to arm the rest of us. We wouldn't have much of a chance if they.
Oh, that's
decided
right.
something.
Forgot the rest of us don't have any weapons. That's
I do.
annoying.
Yes, the
do.
marshal does.
Oh yeah, I have a knife. What do you have?
I got my rifle.
I had a pistol.
How do you have a rifle? Didn't we
Also-
give some of them up?
I convinced
He's the
the
marshal.
deputy to let me keep it because of my badge.
I can't wait until I get a badge. I won't keep so much
Maybe-
stuff when I
maybe-
should.
Well, yeah.
Now, it should
Better.
also be noted that Joseph was never searched for weapons.
Yeah, but we ain't so
So-
sure he's got it right. I got a pistol.
He might.
I think we're pretty sure he does.
We haven't
Well, on
seen
account
one.
he shot
therefore
himself.
It is not possible for him to have one if we haven't seen one.
Schrodinger's gun.
No, it's not Schrodinger's gun. There is no gun. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, there is no
It's a
gun.
simple philosophy. Seeing is believing.
Blanca's
I-
gun.
Mac and Griff were the two where I walked up the hill holding it, but Grace and Blanca was unconscious,
Yes.
so probably is
What's
unaware.
new?
And Grace.
Yeah. You've had a spree of bad luck there.
All right, so do we want to ask some questions from these folk? I mean, I think it's unlikely it was any of them.
I sure am.
Gonna ask questions?
Well, I want to get a read on people in the room. How did they react to the
All right.
poisoning? And then also, I think I'd like to search their possessions. I'll start with whoever I think is going to put up the least resistance. Whoever's going to be happy to cooperate.
Well,
What's
just
the-
a reminder of who's here, very quickly. So you have Claude, the incredibly softly spoken gambler, who has just been really slowly clearing you out of all your money.
I
you
know
have-
all of these people. He's fucking almost certainly psychopath.
Oh, absolutely. You have Judge Hill, the drunken, well, not drunken, but the easily drinking judge. You have Johnny, who is railing and complaining loudly against how it is completely unconstitutional for him to be kept here and how you can't do this, and appears to be very angry and very cross. And you've got Matt.
I like
Fuck
him.
off. So, who would you like to pick first, Marshall?
Well, I think I will start with the judge because he's probably going to be the most cooperative. But I want to do it in such a way like, oh, judge, yeah, I better search you, and then I'm like doing it on so we're on the same level. I want him to know I'm not suspecting him, but I want to put on a show for everyone else, and want him to put on a show that he's cooperating.
Sure, give me your best, allow me to search you, but it's all cool, man, impression.
Well, judge, I'm going to have to take a quick look in your bag. So, attempt to poison a law enforcement officer is a pretty
Oh.
serious event. So, better search everyone just to be safe. Sure, you won't mind.
Oh, yes, this is an investigation now. Oh, well, of course. Make for me a persuasion check.
Not so good at those, but I did we got along pretty well
Yes,
last night.
you did, but people are overhearing this, and it's more the reactions of the others. The judge appears perfectly happy and really lets you search his affairs very happily. You go through the bags. Can you make a spot hidden check for me? Okay. Yep. There's the various effects of a judge inside. There's a lot of liquor, but there is nothing particularly interesting beyond that. Now, very quickly, we're going to jump away from your investigations because I just want to ask Blanca and Joseph. First of all, Blanca, having now analyzed the security of the cabin a little bit, are you positioning yourself anywhere? Are you making any plans? Are you probing at any of the defenses?
My reasoning is fairly simple. If I see everyone who comes and goes, I'll have an idea of who might be a threat and who might not be a threat. So I'm just going to sit on the roof. Is there anyone else up there? Is
Up on
there
the
a roof? Is
There
it
is
like,
absolutely a roof.
sorry, is
Just
it
a
a
void.
tall building?
It's tall enough for you to get a pretty good view of everything. The roof is where Griff slept last evening. So you could absolutely get up there and you can have a good view of everything. Now, there is someone stationed up overlooking the whole of the area, but while you can see them, they're a little bit further away. It's not going to be like an awkward thing where you're forced into a conversation or anything like that. So yeah, you can stand up on the roof. And can I get you to make for me a general spot hidden? I just want to check if you spot anything assorted, whatever interesting things may appear up there.
Success 1.
Okay, fantastic. So that is noted, and I will let you know if anything comes up.
Cool.
Joseph, you have Dr. Martell to talk to. Have you requested anything? Have you organized anything?
I would be requesting like any kind of analysis supplies, flasks, Bunsen burners, that kind of thing, whatever they've got to hand to do some analysis on what I suspect is poisoning. I'm also going to need some tools, some equipment, given that we were searched so thoroughly, and I will essentially send him off on like errands.
He's pretty resistant to work, not as in like he's telling you no, but as in he kind of does a little bit, well, it is my day off kind of stuff, once or twice. But I think one or two stern gazes from you will force him into action, and he will.
I don't know if Joseph's the kind of person to stern gaze. I think he's the kind of person to just start dropping a lot of long medical Latin.
Okay.
Just to be like, I think I might know more than you. Go do the thing. Gently, but like.
Totally reasonable. Anyway, bit by bit, your equipment starts to trickle in. And if you want to begin any analysis, if you want to begin any work, you can. So is there any roles that you'd like to suggest?
Well, first of all, like when he's off collecting something, I want to grab Blanca really quickly. Like before she disappears up the roof.
Yep.
I know that's what she's planning on doing.
Mid-climb.
Yeah, I'll be like, Miss Adda, do you have a moment? I just want to check you over, make sure you're okay.
All right. I mean, my head's still a little fuzzy, but I figure that'll go away once the hangover stops.
Most likely. And I'll take you back into the back room. So, like, I've said this loudly for everyone to hear, specifically. And then I'll take you back to where my kit is and where my setup is.
So once again, it's not really a back room. It's sort of a back section of the hut. But it's private enough and you can speak freely there.
I'll just say, like, are you feeling okay?
I didn't take very much health damage today. I guess, you know what? I'm a little tired. This place, I don't like it very much. I think we're wasting our time here. But I mean, health-wise, I guess I'm okay.
Right. If you're going up on the roof, and I'm going to give you a vial of, like, a small amount of smelling salts and be like, put that on. Also, you might want to hold on to this just until we get out of here. I'm going to reach into my bag. I'm going to pull out my 41-44 Remington and hand it to you.
You just been carrying this around? How long have you had this?
A doctor shouldn't be seen to be looking for a fight, but I ain't stupid.
Are you sure you don't want to hold on to it? We have no idea what might be coming for this.
I'm not
back.
Miss Blanca, I ain't a great shot. It's more for deterrence than anything else. I feel out of the two of us, you're a little better at fighting. I mean, I will take it back when you get your lovely gun, but for the moment, I think you're better placed to use this than I am. And worst comes to worst, they didn't take any of my equipment and some of those things. Well, I have saws and knives in here. They just don't call them that.
Gosh, yeah, I wouldn't want to be up against one of those bone saws. I would like to. I actually realize I'm not terrible at handgun. I'm at 51. Can I have a look at it and just see if it's in decent shape?
Absolutely. If you want to find a specific thing out about it, you can make a firearms check. But in general, you are able to confirm that it is operational and that you will be able to use it.
No, that's all I need to know.
It has 5 shots. 4 shots. Oh no, it would have 5 because I would have reloaded. But it has 5 with 6 chambers.
So 4 shots?
No, 6 chambered gun, 5 1 empty because that's.
Oh, you used one. Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
All right, brilliant. So
and then I will go analyze some stuff.
Brilliant. Okay, so we'll come back to your analysis in a second, but briefly over to the investigation. So you have searched the judge's effect. Who do you want to talk to next? Claude, Matt, and Johnny are still all standing around, and they have all heard what you're doing and seen you search. They all look a little tense.
Claude was the quiet gambler.
Claude is a quiet gambler.
Matt
Johnny is
is,
arguing loudly about how this is all ridiculous, and Matt is the silent one who has told you to fuck off.
It seems like Claude's my next target.
All right. Now, meanwhile, Griff, Grease, the two of you sort of hang around, giving a bit of muscle, giving a bit of support to the marshal here.
No, I have something I would like to be doing.
Okay, so Grease, are you hanging around?
Yeah. I got a plan.
All right. Okay, so you're hanging right next to...
I'm gonna help.
as the
Yeah,
two-
I'm gonna help. Don't worry. I got you, Mac. I won't leave you in here alone.
Jumping across
Mac!
Griff, what are you doing?
Does this place have a fireplace?
Yeah, there's a fireplace in the corner. It's actually quite smoky. You also brought in those herbs last time to get a little bit of smoke circulation.
Yeah, that's
to make
true.
sure that none of you would be affected too badly.
So, out the back or somewhere, is there something... let me put my cards on the table. I want to see if I can find a weapon.
Okay.
Is there maybe like a place where someone would chop firewood or something? Where there would be an axe lying that I could take?
I think there absolutely could be. Make a spot hidden check for me. And this is you going through the various effects of the cabin. You know, it wasn't super thoroughly searched. And when there's guns around, people don't worry too much about a woodcutter's axe.
Yeah. So my level went, I was like, best case scenario, I get an axe. What, then I was going to go for a fire poker.
Yep.
And then I was going to go bare hands.
Stick.
Let's do
Okay.
this.
Hey.
All right, hard success. Okay, so it's not, I think with a hard success, I think a woodcutter's axe is entirely reasonable. You find out the back there's like an axe head that is being discarded against the ground, but you know how to repair tools very basically, and you just slide it onto one of the axe bases, and then you're like, oh, this is now ready. You lean it against the side because I'm assuming you don't want this to be super visible at this stage, but you know where there is an axe and that you can grab it.
And I go and split firewood for a while to make it look like I'm blending in and that's why I went to check on the axe, because now I'm firewood, and then I put it up against the wall. I know where it is, though, if I can run and grab it.
Perfect. So if you're visibly chopping firewood, you do notice a couple of the deputies appear to look a little nervously. They don't seem to have they realize that you now have an axe, but none of them seem particularly concerned.
Yeah, good. Let them know.
That's good to know. Do you want to make an intimidate check? Try and send a message?
No.
Okay. All right. Meanwhile, back inside, the two of you are approaching Claude, who eyes flickering between the two of you, waits for you to make a move. Yeah? Game of cards?
Mr. Claude, we're just making sure no one in here was involved with the poisoning that you just witnessed. Gonna have to take a quick look at your bags. I'm sure you understand.
I mean, I've been here with you. I ain't done nothing. Why you gotta look at my bags?
Well, because people here are in danger. We want to make sure that danger has passed.
Johnny from across the cabin is saying, you don't have to show him anything, boy. Claude looks from Johnny to you to Johnny to you. Can you make me an intimidate check?
I thought you'd never ask.
You're waiting for it, I know, with your talent.
Yeah, my pulp talent, which is a quick healer. And also, my pulp talent is scary. I roll all my intimidation checks with a bonus die or at a reduced difficulty. You're offering me a bonus die this time, so I'm going to take it.
Please.
Looks like a regular success, but in fact, it was a regular success.
Okay, regular success. With a regular success, Claude nods once or twice, then slides the bag across to you, and you're able to look through it. Inside there is effectively nothing very interesting. Once again, there are general gambler's tools. I mean, so decks of cards, some makeshift chips. He's got his winnings tucked into a sock. There's a couple of photographs. Nothing particularly incriminating.
Well, thank you very much, sir. I mighty appreciate your cooperation.
While Mac's going through the bag, I'm gonna pat him on the back. I'm gonna say, "Don't worry, Mac. I'm gonna dress the room, get this all on the level." I pivot round to
Can I stop you, or do I get the impression that this is going to happen regardless?
Go for it. You can stop me. I'll listen to you. I spin around on my heels. I'm very confident. I've got the pistol, which I've been given holstered on the side, and I like put a hand on it as I turn around to give an address. You can absolutely stop me. I probably shouldn't be allowed to talk.
Hand on the gun.
Yeah, it's like I'm the coolest guy and the most
just-
important one here.
I'll just subtly smack your hand off the gun, but I will let you continue.
Right, well, evening, everyone. I trust y'all have been made aware of the recent attempt on some of our lives. And then I ratchet my voice up a few more degrees so that the deputies outside can hear us as well. And I go, now, Marshal Mack is conducting an investigation. And I expect all of y'all are gonna accommodate him in any way that you can, because if we find out that any of y'all have been attempting to hide things, or worse, attempting to poison us, or gonna make another attempt in our life, well, and we're gonna set that to rights. And then I head out towards the doors. I want to eyeball all those flippin' deputies out there.
Okay,
What are they doing?
So
I made a terrible mistake.
over at the other, absolutely.
Can't take the gun back now.
We cuts to Mac and myself, and we both go, "We've made a terrible mistake."
My Google Home is informing me all of the details of the Today Tonight program, so I'm quite limited to myself. All right, it seems to have stopped.
Wait, are you
Thank
on
you,
the-
Google. I know everything about Carl.
Are we
Stefanovic.
coming through on speakers?
Stefanovic.
Okay, Google. Set an
Oh,
alarm
come on.
for 8:30 p.m. Oh shit, mine just went off.
I should mention there are other home devices available.
Oh yeah, shit. It might immediately
Yeah,
went.
we're
I
not
forgot it was
sponsored
there.
by Google yet.
All right.
Although if Google does want to send us some free merch, we will.
All right, so back to the the poisoning, the
Oh
threatening
yeah.
chaos. You get outside and you can see the deputies. The deputies are sort of nervously watching the cabin. They can hear your cries. They can hear you being threatening, but they do not appear to be really changing their behavior in any way as a result of what you said. Now, having made that speech, I'm going to provide the marshal with a bonus
Penalty die? Oh, sorry.
Bonus die? Yeah, someone waving a gun around.
Hey, I'm not waving it.
Yeah, you're true.
I'm cool.
But a bonus die to a pushed intimidate roll, which will be needed as you approach the other two and see them defiantly staring at you, completely unwilling to have you search their bags. We'll come back to that in a moment, because upstairs, on the roof, Blanca, you're gazing out, making sure you've got a keen eye on everything. You heard Grease's yell from below, and you've seen Griff go out and start cutting some wood. And as your eyes are casting across the landscape, you spot over to one side what look like moving shapes in the kind of hills and eventually kind of larger mountains that span the region between Santa Rosita and Stillwater, the area that you sort of went through or passed to get through. As you're looking through them, and I'm referring here to the success that you got on your spot hidden check before, you swear that you see the same stumbling figures moving along in the distance of those mountains as you had seen before, the same stumbling, shambling dead. And they cluster around areas where these serpent people were. So as you're watching, you're nodding to yourself, you're thinking, something out in that direction. This is the direction away from the town, technically back the way you came, almost, slightly adjacent.
Right, so it's like town, us, shamblers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not heading towards you, but they seem to be. I mean, you can see one or two dotted figures moving, creeping around. So something to think about. Do you take any action, or you just continue your vigil?
They're not like. So you said they're not approaching us. Like they're not gaining on.
No. They do not appear to be currently moving in a way that is indicative of any threat towards you.
And where they're shambling, it's just there's nothing interesting. It's just hills.
There's a
No
couple
defining geological features.
There's some mountains. There's mountains out that way. just mountains. Nothing suspicious about mountains. Not like a particularly big one with like
There's a whole
clouds around it, giving off Mount Doom
book
vibes.
written
or
about
anything.
suspicious
Snake is
mountains.
here.
And any chance these mountains are filled with snake people?
Do I hear low hisses in the distance on the wind?
You do not at this stage, but we'll come back to that later. You continue your vigil for now. Downstairs, you've arrived just standing in front of Matt and Johnny. Johnny, the loud one who's been complaining, and Matt, who hasn't said more than a couple of words.
Start with the loud one. Loud one's always softer.
Okay, so you turn towards the loud one, and Johnny basically cuts you off before you can even say anything. He says, "Don't you ask, you are not looking in my bags."
Well, that's not what this badge here says.
That-
Sorry to push you around, but law says I need to know if anyone's going to attempt anything with the lives of my posse.
You know what the law also says? It says that this quarantine can't happen. It says that what's happening here is illegal. So don't go quoting the law if you're not going to be upholding it to the letter. I do not respect your authority while you allow this to take place.
Well, unfortunately, that's not quite true. You see, the townsfolk and the officials within can assume to enforce any laws they like. And if you don't like those local laws, well, you can turn tail and head back out to the desert. I'm sure they'd be happy to see you go.
Make for me a law check.
Is that true? I'm making this up.
Oh, that sounded
okay,
pretty
so
good.
Here's the current situation. As far as any legal expert within the town is concerned, this is not strictly legal. As far as the judge is concerned, this is not strictly legal. In fact, he said that in an offhanded moment. He said it's not strictly legal, no one's being hurt. You
Thanks.
might be able to find a loophole as a legal expert, quote some arcane law and rule. So I'm going to be looking for a hard success. With a failure, you kind of catch yourself and you know that you've left an opening, and immediately you see Johnny kind of catch onto it, and he shakes his head and he says, no, you're a lie, and I ain't going to let you get away with it. You can't search my bags. I will not give you permission. I will try to stop you if you do.
Sorry to hear that. I'm happy to turn you back to the desert, throw you out of the safety of civilization, and see how well you last out there if you prefer. That's the solution you're looking for. Let's make that happen.
So this is going to be a push to intimidate check, and you are going to make it with a bonus die because of the efforts that Grease made waving his gun around.
Outstanding.
Didn't wave it.
Does that mean you're offering me two bonus
Two
dice?
bonus dice?
That's the way it
Or-
works, yeah.
Outstanding.
Now, to convince this fellow to allow you to search his bags will take a hard success.
Okay, well, in that case, my pulp talent is either I get a bonus die or reduce the level of difficulty.
Go ahead, reduce
So-
level of difficulty to a
all right.
single. Yep.
But with one bonus die from Greece.
Yes.
All right,
Go
regular
ahead.
success with one bonus die.
Oh, that's not good. It's not a
alright.
crit failure.
I'm not
'cause
going to
you
get
have-
one of those because I still got a bonus die.
Yeah.
Thanks.
But you might roll a 9 again.
Come on.
You just sit yourself
Optimism.
down.
You could
son.
roll an
Here we
8
go.
as well. Yo! Called it. Boop, 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 boop.
We
Not
did
a
it.
critical failure because my skill is above 50.
But damn close.
But and I blame Daniel entirely for that. Let the record show.
I also blame Daniel.
Johnny
I ain't
stands
got a
up.
reason.
He's not particularly. Oh God.
I hate
The
this.
chat told me to.
It was Rachel. That doesn't count.
But he's a strong looking guy. He stands up and he looks you in the eye and says, "You try it, you son of a bitch." And he squares up, fists clenched.
If you insist. And I reach toward his bag, fully expecting the punch to come.
Ooh, okay. Now, jump back just for a second. Before the violence breaks out, Joseph, what have you just been putting on your desk to do some study of? What are you going to spend this time looking at before you're dragged away again to have to heal some broken teeth?
Fuck. I would.
Hope you're a dentist too.
Oh, I am. And as an
Vet.
aside, I may have looked up dental techniques from the 19th century. Oh, you're in for a time, my friend.
Are they fun?
Yeah, for me. Yeah. I would have been taking samples of the food, and, like getting the equipment and provisions that the town doctor was procuring for me, and would be in the process of like everything set up. I've like got my little, flasks full of various kind of acids and tinctures and things. I'm just getting like, okay, bunch of chemical, interactions to see what the hell this thing is, to work it out. And I imagine at that point there is a rather loud thud.
Yeah, well, suddenly violence breaks out. So, first of all, Griff, you step back inside, so just flagging that you witnessed this happen. Grease, same with you. You sort of turned back and gone from watching the deputies. And Blanca, this is loud enough that you can hear it from on the roof. So if you would like to tear back down, you always have that on. But you suddenly hear, okay, first of all, you reach for the bag, and this fellow swings at you. So I would like you to choose to make a dodge or a riposte check.
Riposte all the way.
So,
Jamie?
Yes.
Would I be able to, because I have quick draw whatever the hell, which means it counts as readied.
Yes. If you would like to get your gun out and fire a shot, you can. This guy's gone. You try it and he's swinging a punch. So
but can it be like he goes for the swing and then he sees I've got my barrel leveled at him and I say basically don't. Can I do that or would I have to shoot?
No, you can interrupt with an intimidate check.
I'll try to do that. So as soon as he swings, he goes for Mac's bag. Mac's not looking at him. He tries to like sucker punch him, and I've got my gun drawn and leveled at him. I say, "Don't you try."
To be clear, he didn't really try to sucker punch. Sucker punch being like a deceptive, When someone's
they made it pretty clear,
and then made it very clear that exactly what he was.
I know where my loyalties lie.
Absolutely, just as well too. So. Excellent. Oh my good God. I'm just going to have to bring up all my details. So you said you were going to make a riposte check?
Yes.
Now,
was that, oh my good God, in relation to his brawl?
Skill?
Is that what I'm worried about?
So first of all, I want you to make an intimidate check. Grease.
Yikes.
Yes. Okay. So unfortunately,
would a success have a result, or is it like? I mean, this dude's pretty hard to intimidate. I'd appreciate a hard being required.
A success. Yeah. Okay.
For what's worth, I don't necessarily want this to de-escalate. I'm pretty happy to go to.
All right. If you
happy to shoot
his face and tell him to stop, he will no longer assume that he can use his fists to resolve the situation.
He'll go to his gun. Well, I've already made my plan. I already made this bed. Let's lie in it.
So would you like to spend some luck?
No.
Okay, in which case he will assume that his fists are fine. So he's punching away. He doesn't believe you're going to shoot. So failing the intimidate, he thinks you're full of crap.
Legally, I have warned him.
Okay. All right. Good to know. So, make your dodge or riposte check using fighting rule, please, Mac.
That's how we do it. Hard success.
Oh!
Hard success. Okay. All right. So, this fellow sweeps in for a punch. And you are just a mite quicker, even though, you're both pretty good scrappers. So you dive in quick and you manage to smack out a whack. And, we're effectively going to use combat maneuvers here rather than go into a full-blown combat. So there is the sound of violence, and you all look as Mac manages to crash and throw this fellow around a little bit. With the assistance of the rest of you, eventually he kind of steps back, lets you get to the bags, and he swears and calls you all kinds of names and casts aspersions on your mothers and fathers.
Griff comes in, a big guy, and like picks like after you tackle him to the ground, he picks him up and holds him back so that Matt can sort through his stuff while Griff sort of like bear hugs him.
All right, make a spot hidden check as you begin to search.
I will. Regular success.
All right. Also, Doc, fortunately, no one's gotten really badly hurt. So you turn, you look at the combat, and you're able to turn back to can you make for me a pharmacy check just to sort of let me know what is happening in general regarding your work? Okay, so you are tearing along, and we'll come back to exactly what you found shortly. But your studies are going well. You've gotten the food, and you have begun to find the toxic compounds in it. Perfect.
I will remind you, just in case it has, because this is something I am putting together, and based on how intelligent Joseph is, I hope he can too. I have a vial of the snake, the alien snake venom, which I almost certainly will be going. Does this have the same? If I drop it in this chemical, does it turn the same color? I wonder.
Noted, and absolutely. We'll come back to you, but you are tearing through things well. All right. You start to go through Johnny's bag. He does not have any poison in there. Unfortunately, he does just seem to be an angry person, but with a success, you do notice that amongst his effects, there's a couple of like photographs and trinkets, things that he seems to have taken as points of pride. There's photographs of his old family. There's like an old broken, a bit of horseshoe, you assume is some kind of reminder of something. And in particular, at the base, there is a torn section of a wanted poster from Texas with his name on it.
Oh, damn.
Not for anything particularly, anything particularly severe, specifically for rustling cattle, but he's wanted in Texas.
Well, we ain't in Texas.
No, not in Texas.
I can't get that to stick because I am unlawfully searching his bag. So there's no way I can pin him for that. So I'll kind of make a point of having a glance at the poster, and then slide it back towards him and say, "Well, look at that, no poison. Much obliged, friend."
All right.
If I could lead him back, wait, we don't think any of them have poison, do we?
We're just making sure.
All right, just confirming.
Okay, excellent. Griff, you're standing there as well, still, reasonably bulky, casting an aura of general intimidation. Blanca, you're still on the roof, continuing your vigil. You haven't torn down yet.
I knew it was the men having a go at each other, and I think it was a nice. It has clearly resolved within a matter of minutes. So
yep, you're relaxed. You're kicking back. You've got like a place where you're just nicely sitting down. Yeah, easy. You're comfy on the
book.
You just wait till I get to Matt.
Well,
if I hear punching that goes for more than like 12 seconds, then I'll consider it.
Okay.
Don't make me come down there.
It's like begging on the
Don't make me
roof.
turn this quarantine around.
We will go back to Stillwater. No! We'll be good.
Okay. So you, speaking of Matt, you turn to Matt. Matt is looking at you. You approach. Having shown that you're willing to sort of resort to violence, Matt kind of stands up, pushes his bags forward. He doesn't have many. He's got like one knapsack, which is just full of basic supplies. You can tell that in a second, but he has a small pouch in it. And he takes that, he opens it up, and there's $5,000 in it. That is a fortune. That is an enormous amount of money. Think of your Joseph, you're one of the most well-off people. How much cash do you have on you as a doctor?
I mean, I spent a lot of mine, but I think I started with like $45. But like, in terms of where I'm currently at, the on-hand spending would be $125 for like wealthy.
Woof.
Yeah. $5,000. He just shows you, and he shuts it. He says, "No poison, nothing. Ain't done nothing."
Was that money? All of it?
That was his personal property,
Mac.
Greece, and that's where we leave it.
I turned to Griff, so my back's to the other two, and I go,
Upon saying this, Mac, you see kind of like a wave of relief come through Matt's face, and he seems to soften visibly. You also immediately see Johnny and Claude both like eyeing him. You know, that's a lot of money. You can maybe see why he was so standoffish with everybody. This is the equivalent of carrying like, enough to buy a house around on your person. Very concerning.
How'd you get that much money?
Reese, that's not a polite question.
I'm only asking. I'm just trying to make conversation. I mean, maybe he was paid to assassinate us or something. I'm just curious. You don't mind, do you?
Poison.
Buying cattle.
Cattle?
I'm a cattle buyer. Lincoln County. You can look me up.
Shit, they must have been good beef.
We'll be
All right. Yeah, hell. All right. Mac, we should sell cattle.
All right. So, after some tense interrogation, I managed to find that nobody inside the
I don't have $5. I do not have $5.
Literally 1,000 times richer than you.
What the hell?
That's what he's got on him too.
Cattle, wow, yeah. Who'd have thought? They're just mooing. Just mooing and making money. Goddamn. Cattle. What the hell?
They eat grass.
Yeah, they breed. You get more of the bastards. That's just money. I just don't understand it. I don't understand it.
You're loudly sort of
Goddamn.
going on as you go. Were you saying, Joseph?
No, just like because last session my credit rating went up.
Yep.
So
your money has increased a little bit then. In which case.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't bother me in terms of like, because I think we sort of agreed that it was somewhat reputational at this point.
Yes,
more than
yes,
anything.
yes, exactly.
But like a quick check, my assets went from like $1,000 in assets to like $13,000 in assets.
Okay.
I was like,
this is
okay.
like half the assets are very rich, essentially.
Yeah, that's
now.
Yeah, to have cash, that's crazy.
After your investigations, you were able to determine that nobody inside the cabin has any poison on them. So that may reassure some of you. It may not reassure others. After a couple of hours, finally, over the ridge of the depression, as the sun begins to set, Deputy Valentine is going to come along and is going to, with a bunch of slips, and he's going to allow all of you to leave. But before that, Joseph, your pharmacy, did I ask you to make a pharmacy test? Yes, I did, and you got a hard success. Okay, perfect. So what you were going to discover is that this was just a very kind of blunt force poisoning. Not all of the meals were poisoned, just a couple of them. It doesn't seem to have been a particularly sophisticated attempt. The poison itself was a combination of strychnine and I've forgotten the name of the chemical it's in apple cores.
Cyanide.
Cyanide, yes, thank
Fruit.
you. Brilliant. But there is also contained in there definite sort of elements and compounds. They've just tossed a bunch of poison in, which makes you certain that the serpent people were in some way behind this poisoning attempt. As you identify some of the unique elements, there's no kind of special antidote for this. Don't eat it is the antidote. Prevention is the best medicine. But something's up, and it appears that the serpent people know you are here. So you can share that information at your leisure, but for the time being, you're all called outside, and the other people inside the cabin are going to be asked to stay a little bit longer. They've made an exception for you because obviously, you're with the marshal, you have a little bit of authority, and Valentine is going to hand each of you a slip of paper, which marks you as having been through quarantine. He's going to say, don't lose that now. If you speak to any of the deputies and you don't have that, they're liable to arrest you. But welcome to Santa Rosita. And he holds out his hand, he'll shake all of your hands properly for the first time now, considering that you have been released from quarantine. He seems very pleased.
How long did those other blokes that were in quarantine say they were in there for?
They'd been in there for a little over a day. The standard is 3 days that you have to stay. You have all been allowed to leave after just 1 day.
Fucking friends in high places, I suppose. Can I have
Absolutely.
my gun back?
Yes, and calls over deputies, and all your equipment is restored to you. You are now once again armed to the teeth. Blanca with her shotgun, Grease with a pistol, and although I will say, as you are gathering up your weapons, Valentine will walk towards you, Griff, and hold out his hand for his pistol back.
I hold out my hand to Grease.
Oh, well, I'm glad that my weapon was put in such safe hands as your own, son.
Oh, well, I mean, I just whip the thing. I don't even know what I'm doing, really. I just, it's kind of like a natural extension of the. I'm not giving it up. It's kind of like a natural extension. I just aim it, and then another thing, and I just kind of, I just shoot it when I want to. And anyway, sorry, I'm holding you up. I'm holding you up.
That's okay. He takes it back. He says, "Look, so I thank you for indulging us. I'm sorry for all of this, but we really do need to make sure that everyone is kept safe. You want to do some looking around. You want to your business you have here in Santa Rosita. First of all, I would recommend that you make your way to the Victoria Saloon. They'll have rooms for you there and some proper food. If you have any need of me or my deputies, you can call on me. Otherwise, Jameson's Livery is the best place in town to get horses. And good luck to you. Santa Rosita welcomes you with open arms."
Are them others let out as well?
Sorry, what?
Them others?
No, they're gonna have to wait a little bit longer. We let you all out early for with consideration of your advanced rank, shall we say.
It just seems a mite unfair is all. I mean, they were there before us.
I agree. It doesn't quite follow if you're concerned about the disease creeping in. Giving us the all clear, well, by extension, they must be given the all clear as well, would you say?
We did this to stop y'all making a fuss. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth, Marshal. Y'all can go back in there for a couple of days if you think it'll suit you better.
Well, I'm just concerned about what those folks might think of us. Especially having a judge of the state locked up.
I made an exception for you and your folks. I ain't going to make an exception for all the rest of them.
Well, all right. We won't squander it. Thank you again.
Not a problem. As I said, if you have any need of me, you can find me at the sheriff's office, and everything you need should be in the town. Welcome, Santa Rosita. And turns, and you are set free to wander the lovely town, and it is a beauty. Shall I describe your walk in a little bit, or is there any brief conversation the collection of you want to have?
Oh, I did want to. As soon as he left, I wanted to turn to the others and say, that place, that restaurant where the food came from, it's called Mama something or rather's place. Surely that's where we should first go.
Why?
Well, that's where we got poisoned, didn't it?
What are we gonna do? Tell them off?
Well, we go ask them who poisoned us.
I mean,
Okay.
this
I
don't
agree.
add up.
Gonna say.
Them letting us go and everything. I mean, there was a trial in our life or whatever, and now we're just free to roam. I reckon that whoever this
What do
is
you
may
reckon?
be connected. I
You
reckon
reckon
that.
it's a trap of some kind, or?
Well, it also don't seem fair that they left them others in there. I mean, if this is actually to make sure that they ain't sick, well, just as likely we're sick. I mean, we dead on told them we came straight from Stillwater. And here we are wandering. Them fellas, I mean, they must have, if they were there, it was a while ago because we didn't see them there on the road. We were in Stillwater for several days.
Well, they're probably not sick, and we're probably not sick, so I don't see the problem.
I also just seem fair. I mean, we just showed that one of them was carrying a wealthy amount of coin and is in the company of a cheat. And, yeah, I don't know. Just seems a bit unfair, whatever. I'll let it rest.
Maybe it is, but maybe we're in their town. We gotta follow their rules, difficult as they may seem to be to comprehend.
Yeah. All right.
So, having come to a conclusion, the collection of you turn, you head into Santa Rosita proper. It is a nice town. As you come down through the main street, which is called Main Street appropriately, you see this huge expanse set out before you. It is a beautiful little area. There are shops and bustling businesses. There's blacksmiths, there's churches, there's saloons, there's multiple of things as well. You know, you don't just have to go to the only saloon in the town or the only place in the town. It's pretty busy, and at nighttime you can see a couple of saloons that are quite lively. People appear to be drinking, partying, running amok. It's everything that a frontier town should be. And you can hear the twanging of music and the rustling, the movement of horses and rustling of curtains and creaking of dry old wood as you stroll through. People in the town seem relatively happy. They're going about doing their business. They do give you a little bit of a breadth. Maybe the worry of the quarantine has caused people to stay a little further away from you, but everyone seems mostly pretty polite, and they smile at you and they nod. This is not Stillwater, where everyone was sick or close to it. This seems a relatively calm environment. The Victoria Saloon is in the center of Main Street, and you can see it all lit up from inside. There's bright music, the smell of smoke, and the smell of drink and good food coming from inside.
Is that Victorious, as in, woo, we win?
No, Victoria, as in...
Britannia. Yeah. Okay.
So, now, I noticed, Joseph, you haven't spread your information about the Serpent People yet. You have not shared this with the others. Am I correct?
That would be an appropriate moment.
Okay, all right. So, where are the collection of you going to head?
So
It's
better
about
secure
sunset.
rooms. Make sure we can get them.
What time of day is it? Evening, right?
It is evening. It's sunset, and it's getting it's getting darker and darker as you walk through the town.
I gotta find something soon. I don't really fancy being out at night. Unfamiliar place.
What time is it? Like, a shop still open, or are we?
They are all closing, really. There's a couple still open, but they're moving towards close. The saloons are going to stay open well into the night, though.
Well, as I said, I like the I want to go check out this restaurant, so I'm gonna go do that. And that's what if anyone wants to come with me, they are welcome to. But I'm gonna go see where this food came from that done almost killed me.
I'll come.
So the two of you, yep.
No, it's okay. I was just saying I was gonna go.
You're not going to go. You're going to where are you going to head?
I want to find somewhere to sleep.
Victoria Saloon is right there.
Oh, okay.
Head in. Yeah, no, you want to head in there? Secure
I
some
was gonna say, do you need us to get you a room, Griff, or are you happy to sleep in the stables or whatever?
No, I'll appreciate a room.
All right.
Important for us to stick together, or at least watch each other's backs.
I
There's
would
something
also-
out there that's hunting us.
Right.
Gotta be careful.
I would also
accompany-
like a room, and I'm wounded, so I will have a bed to
Are
myself.
you wounded?
Yes.
Are you wounded?
Yes.
Are you bruised?
No,
think
I
if
was
the
shot.
person-
I would.
Did
No,
they break?
you were
When were you
there.
shot?
You
I
were
didn't
there.
hear
That
any
zombie
shots.
thing attacked me. It wasn't a shot. It like clawed the hell
Hasn't
out
it
of my
been
arm.
like a whole day and a half? Since
Doc, how long does it take for a zombie
How long
bat
does
to
it
heal?
take for you to heal a bullet wound, son?
It ain't a
Every
bullet.
day.
It was an undead thing.
As soon as someone else gets an injury, that injury now takes precedence. So
Well, no one else has gotten an injury.
blood.
Whatever, Marshall.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn it.
If you turn to me and are like, side, I'll be like, Grease, I think you're right. I think it would make the most sense if we would have roomed together so I could keep an eye on you if you're that concerned about your injury.
Yeah, all right. I mean, I don't got a problem with who I'm rooming with. I just want bed.
All right,
Something
so I'll get private rooms for everyone
Oh.
except
I suppose we'd call that 3 rooms. One for
How
Grease and the
come?
doctor. One
Hang
for
on,
me and
there's-
Griff, and one for the lady.
Okay, yeah. I trust your calculations on that.
I counted to 3.
I trust your calculations on that, sir.
I do not believe in the number 3. I think it goes 2, and then 2 and a bit, and then 4.
It's
That's
just
the
too
fuck.
hot. You never need more than 2 of anything. Guns, horses.
Ungodly.
He
Griff's-
only got 2 hands.
Griff, Grease, and Joseph, the collection of you, are heading towards the restaurants to.
No, I
Richard's
am
restaurant.
going with Miss Ada.
Okay,
My
so
rooms, because I wish to continue doing the thing with the stuff.
fair
I
enough.
Interrupted.
Stuff thing.
Yes,
Nothing.
Who are you going to be heading with?
Well, if the rooms are secure, I guess I'd better back up any investigations into the restaurant.
Excellent. So while the three of you head towards the restaurant, the two of you step inside. You head right up to the counter. It's a nice little saloon, two-story and kind of tight, but there's a nice ambience. Someone's playing piano in the corner. People are drinking. A lot of people are sort of set up along the bar. You go and you step up to order rooms. The person behind the bar steps forward, but Blanca, you're distracted by something. As you get to the bar, your eye falls down and you catch sight of a drink sitting on the bar. And it's a small glass of what was once probably filled with whiskey. In fact, you can still faintly smell the odor coming off it. But sitting in the glass is a cactus thistle just up the side. You've only known one person in the entirety of the world who had the affectation of putting a cactus thistle in with their whiskey. Someone who would do anything to be dramatic. Someone who you hate with every fiber of your being. And that person is your rival from the Green-Eyed Gang. And we're going to go to a break here. We'll be back in 10 minutes, and we'll continue on from there. Thanks, everybody. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Stream of Chaos. On the bar in front of you, Blanca, there is a whiskey glass with a single cactus needle in it, an affectation that only Maria Romero, the woman you've been hunting for so long from the Green-Eyed Gang, has ever been guilty of. As soon as you see it, you feel rage, fear, panic, so much build up inside you, seeing that drink, just that drink. There's still a residue of liquid along the glass. She must have just been here. What goes through your mind? What do you do?
I take the cactus. What is it called? Cactus.
Cactus needle, cactus thorn. I'm not sure what the technical.
I take the cactus thorn and I snap it in two.
Yeah, it breaks slightly. You feel it sort of. You have to be a little careful with this. It could pierce your fingers. But
I
really
don't. I'm not
Yeah.
delicate about it. So she was here relatively recently. I bang on the bar.
Yep.
And
Okay.
I demand angrily, venting my anger in an unhealthy way. I would like 4 rooms. Only one of them private.
All right.
Immediately.
Okay. So you bang your fist on the table, and there is a sort of middle-aged woman behind the bar, and you jerk slightly as you slam your fist on the bar, and she hurries over and says, certainly, yeah, that'll be $1 for each and $2 for the room, for the private one.
I'm not gonna. I tap Joseph on the shoulder and I say, "You handle that." How many people are staying at this establishment?
What? I mean, a few. Apart from
how many?
I looks kind of taken aback. Can you make an intimidate check for me?
Oh, cool.
Can I make a psychology check?
Yeah, absolutely.
Intimidate. Oh, I never get to do this. I'm not very good at it. Oh.
Luck it. Push it.
I'm distracted by trying to figure out how much all that costs.
$7? Yeah, $7.
Is it actually?
I think it's $5.
Oh no.
Oh, good maths from everybody involved. All right, so critical failure. Okay.
50.
Above 50. Good point. Okay. So you're completely taken aback. You do not know why Blanca has all of a sudden displayed such rage and aggression. But Blanca said, I don't know. I haven't counted. I'd have to talk to my husband. I'm not sure. I'm sorry. Is something wrong, miss?
You are housing criminals and you don't even know it.
Criminals? We do not house criminals, at least not knowingly. If they're, I'm sorry. Do you need us to call the Deputy Valentine?
No, I don't think he would be very useful. Just where is your husband? How can I speak to this man? Who is he?
Well, I mean, I can. We run the place together. We'd have to go and count everybody who's here, but we're not in the habit of divulging the details of our clients to anybody who just wanders in and starts smashing things on our table.
Well, give me those rooms as fast as you can. My friend here will pay for them.
Okay, sir, you happy to pay for these rooms? Yeah, you sling out the money.
I'm pretty sure at this point that is within my spending limit.
Yes, it
Oh, is
absolutely
it?
is. So you
It's not
could
within
just,
mine.
Yeah, I was like, sure.
yeah, you pay, and some keys are handed over, and you're directed to a couple of rooms upstairs. This woman does not look particularly happy.
I'll sort of, because that is within my spending limit. What I might say, like, if I have a moment in the transaction, is would you be so kind as to possibly send up a bottle of whiskey, and I'll drop like another $1 or $2 on the counter as like a sorry.
Yeah. She slides the money over and says, "We can see to that, absolutely."
I am not apologizing.
Oh, okay. So she turns back to attend to other patrons, and you can see Blanca's face is like twisted in anger. What is do you want to describe a little bit your relationship with Maria Romero? She was someone that you ran with back in the days when you were abandoned, but why don't you tell the story a little more for all of our audience here?
Let me quickly refer to my character sheet so I have it correct in my head.
Quite all right. We can.
I will quickly. Yes. So I ran with her gang. It wasn't the Green Eye gang. It was her. I don't think it was actually them. I think it was just her.
No, she went on. My recollection is that she went on to the Green-Eyed Gang after having sold you out.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I ran with her for a time. I was her basically like right hand lady, I suppose. She basically bankrolled a period of stability in my life that I've never had before, that allowed me to start raising my son. He's I think only still quite young. And I really trusted her, and I invested that trust in her in a way that I have never with anyone else that I've ever met in my entire life, including my family. And she just straight up sold me out. I never actually worked out the mechanism through which she did that.
Left you hanging on a robbery of some sort, but sold you out at any rate.
Used me as bait because she knew that I would go in guns blazing, but she lied about the number of people I'd be blazing guns against, and I was shot and I almost died, and as I lay kind of very hurt through the day of this lady.
Perfect. I think I can't remember if this is an idea that we locked in or not, but I believe that one of the reasons that you were so furious at her is because you were wanted as a result of the botched robbery. You couldn't go back to your son.
Yes, I had to leave. Because of her betrayal, I had to abandon the town and leave my son in the care of the local church, essentially as a foundling.
Okay, fantastic. So there's some hatred there, and she seems to be nearby. At least that's what you figure out now. So what are the two of you doing immediately? Joseph is probably looking, after having paid, looking a little mystified, but you also have work to do, Joseph. So respectively, what are the two of you going to do?
I guess I'm going to go up to the rooms.
Yep.
And I'm not a terribly stealthy nor discreet person. I'm just going to start pacing I'm assuming there's like where the rooms are is like separate from the main area. I'm just going to see if there's anyone in those rooms.
So you're snooping around. You're bursting into people's rooms.
I'm not bursting into their rooms.
Yep.
Because I don't really want to fight right now. I just want to see if people are definitely here.
Okay, absolutely. Good to know. Joseph, what about you?
I think I would... So, I now have done a bit of maths in my head and gone, we only needed 3 rooms. Now we got 4. Well, I guess Grease is sleeping with Mac.
Oh, crap. I thought we needed 4.
No, like, you were angry. That makes sense.
Oh, did I legitimately forgot.
I will go, like, put things in a room and, like, just put some stuff aside. And then if I can hear Blanca stomping around outside, I might actually like put my head out the door and be like, Miss Ada?
What? Stop.
Why don't why don't you and I just have a quick chat? I want to make sure you're all right. Also, I need my gun back.
Oh, you need it now? All right. Did you get that whiskey?
Yeah.
Okay.
Come up.
Yeah.
Okay. Fine. I'll have a glass. Do you have glasses? I don't know.
Bottle.
I'll have a glass.
I'll like, I assume the room probably has like a very small
Yeah.
table
There's
of
some
sitting,
glasses brought up with
and
that.
I will get 2 glasses and I'll put them down and I'll be like, do you want to talk about it?
I don't really talk about it stuff. I don't really do the chatting about things, but I suppose you ought to know anyway. I'm gonna tell the others at some point.
All right. Well, we can talk about it, or if you'd rather sit and steam, at least give you company while you do it.
I think in lieu of telling the whole story now, I'll just say that there's just someone here that I know from the Green-Eyed Gang, and you know, the marshal had his boy who killed his friend. I got someone who did something like that to me.
Want to give me a name?
Her name is Maria Romero. Didn't muck that up. She's a genius. She's smarter than anyone I ever met, which is most people. She's smarter than anyone above those people.
And she done you wrong.
Yeah. A little while ago now. I've been hunting her for a while.
Well,
It's serendipity that she's here. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if she's involved somehow. That'd be something that she seems like the kind of person that would somehow get involved with snakes.
well, I'll pour like another because I assume you've already like smashed that one.
Just
Well-
angrily slamming them back.
Push one.
I get like progressively more and more like angry drunk. I'm like,
Yep. Perfect.
I think like Joseph has gone. That can wait. This is a patient. Now I am dealing with this.
Yep.
And it's just like, essentially, I don't think officially like psychology is a thing that was like a job, but I assume I've done a fair amount of it with patients.
Sure. Yes. You in practice. Why don't you roll for me a psychology check?
Another one. Let's hope it's not a 98.
Okay. Yeah. Fingers crossed. What about 100 this time? Let's see how we go.
Oh.
77. All right. Would you like to lock it?
What's that? 9?
9 points of luck.
Yeah, sure. No, 9.
Okay. So with 9 points of luck, you manage to calm Blanca down a little bit, but Blanca, it's not really. You're getting focused, is what's happening here. You're finding yourself able to switch on, and you know you have someone to hunt. You have work to do. You're not going to let Maria get away. Or is that what you're thinking? Do you think that as talking things over with Joseph changes your mind somewhat? Do you think differently?
honestly, I don't think so. I think I'm pretty single-minded in this. I think I'm calming down. I'm not like angrily stomping the hallways, but I think I'm not going to be leaving here until I've dealt with this.
Sure. Okay, excellent.
I wouldn't be suggesting anything of the sort. Essentially, it's just like, please calm down so you don't accidentally shoot someone and I have to pay more money. And also, like, fix people and you. Please don't do that. Just we'll
Yeah,
get...
I think I simmer down. I'm still kind of, but I simmer down.
Right. So we'll jump away from the upstairs at the Victoria Saloon for a little bit and jump back onto the street where Mac, Grease, and Griff, the collection of you, have strolled down through the streets of Santa Rosita looking for Ma Richter's restaurant. Now, you weren't exactly sure where this is. So you stroll up angrily and have to do a little bit of, I think it's this way. Is it like, and just to see how cartoonish this gets, can I get someone to make me a navigation roll?
Would you like me to do it? Would you like someone who has no idea, no
Don't let him-
navigation
don't let
whatsoever to do it?
I think whoever has the best navigation, give it to me.
I for one would like you to do it, Mac.
Okay.
It's
Fair
the
enough.
night
Alright,
out on the
Mac,
town. Who's planning the route?
All right, boys.
Mac seems like the most organized. He came in with a plan.
not bad.
Griff and I are just following along.
You managed to figure out approximately where the restaurant would be. And fortunately for you, it's still early enough in the evening, since you went directly there, that as you stroll along one of the larger streets, you're passing by a couple of saloons here. There's a place called the Santa Rosita Feed, which has a little saloon out towards the side. There's the Green River Saloon, which looks a little bit rougher. And then across to one side, there is Ma Richter's restaurant, which is packed with people. And this is really not so much a drinking place as an eating place. There are lots of people serving from bowls of very hearty food, all chatting, talking. And inside, you can see some Waite stuff bustling back and forth. It does look like the crowd is slowly starting to disperse as they finish their meals, but the place is there. It is within operation, and there are a lot of people eating, and none of them are falling to the ground, puking and getting blood and vomit all through their beard.
As we walk inside, I want to go past one of them that's eating a nice big steak. And then I go, how much I'll pay for that? Is it good?
The person you've asked is sort of a stern-faced man in a tight hat and suit. He looks up and says, well, you know, it's couldn't be better, frankly. Picks it up and starts admiring the glistening, beautiful meat. It's a little bland, but who am I to complain? It's the best you can get in a place like Santa Rosita.
I turn to Matt and go, see? Everyone's eating beef. No wonder. I mean, it just spits money. I look around. No one looks ill. They all seem happy.
No one looks particularly ill. Everyone seems relatively happy.
Well,
Yes,
the investigation is done. Oh, right. Yes.
I wanted to. I ain't so good with people, as you may have picked up. I don't know if that's come across in our day-to-day interactions, but yeah, I was thinking maybe I would go around the back and maybe like hide behind some dumpsters or something, or the west equivalent of dumpsters, and like
piles
peek
of
out
rubbish.
at the piles of rubbish. Yeah, you're right. It was before proper sanitation was invented, and see if I could just like sneakily see if anything suspicious was going on. Well,
Just seems like you want an excuse to crawl around in rubbish. I don't think that's accomplishing anything, Griff.
It did not have to be rubbish.
Griff, you spent one day indoors, and you're desperate to get into a rubbish pile. You need to.
Could be anything. Could be.
You led with it.
Or trash.
You were very clear.
Garbage.
Refuse, even.
Refuse.
Hell, I wouldn't turn my nose up at a tip.
Raccoon man.
So
all right.
I like the spirit of it, but perhaps Grease might be more adept at.
Why do I have to go in the rubbish?
You're the smallest.
Marshall, don't let my size dissuade you. I am actually quite a sneaky human being.
Yeah.
I've snuck up on many a prey in my time.
And don't let my name confuse you. I'm very clean.
All right, y'all can go where you want. Suppose we go in the front, see who's looking suspicious. Griff, you'll head off anyone who tries to scupper out the back.
Exactly, that's my plan. All right, I'll head on around like the back of the establishment or whatever, and see if I can just hide myself somewhere.
Yeah,
preferably not in rubbish, but
there's some piles of where they've thrown like slop and blood, and
you hop right in.
You have a good roll in that to really get the scent across you. You can get up and
you get up and then go across the room into like a bar and watch this from across the road.
You decide not to roll in the refuse, but you
don't
find
speak
a place
for
to
me.
make yourself scarce outside and take a little bit of a look. Can you make a stealth check for me?
I would love to make a stealth check for you.
Oh, hey, you got pretty good.
Oh,
Nice.
Hey, you fade into nothingness, leaning against the wall. Does Griff smoke?
No.
Oh, okay. I was going to say you're so stealthy that true movie style, you could still be hidden while puffing on a cigarette if you'd like. But you don't smoke, so you're just vanished into thin air. Meanwhile, the two of you head inside Ma Richter's restaurant, and after pushing through a couple of people, you can see up the back, very obviously, Ma Richter herself, a very, very large woman who strolls around with a complete command over the area, and she is barking orders at chefs and servers who are sort of darting out, bringing people food, collecting bowls, and when needed, hastening people out the door. Seeing you approach, she nods once or twice and then frowns. As you get close, she says, well, I'd seen you before. Well, you're looking for food, or what you doing here?
Yes, I suppose we could do with a small bite.
She notices the marshal's badge on your coat, Marshal, assuming that you were wearing it publicly.
I would be, yes.
And she heads into, oh, Marshal, now you're them folks from Stillwater, ain't you?
Yeah, we passed through there a few days ago. What have you heard?
Heard that y'all were poisoned after having consumed something that was cooked here, and I cannot express my deepest apologies to you. You know what? Y'all take a seat. We're going to take care of you. We're going to give you some food. It's going to be on us. We are so sorry for the inconvenience that was causing to think that your lives were put at risk. Please sit down. Sit down. She quickly hustles over, and you find it one of those lovely steaks placed in front of you in just a few moments' grace, and a couple of the chefs walk past. She makes her way, but when she's still kind of working, doesn't really stay to talk to you, but will occasionally bustle past and just hit you with like waves of, I hope you're enjoying everything, and can I bring you more? And she seems to be very intent. Mac, you're a pretty stick-thin, lone specter on putting some meat on your bones, because you don't look very healthy, if I do may say so. You need a bit of a gut.
If we look out the window, can we see Griff miserably crouched in rubbish or whatever as we happily eat our meal?
You can see Grace miserably crouched as you guys are eating the poisoned food. So yeah, go ahead.
I feel great about it. So.
You can't actually see Griff through the window here. So the window is out the back. Isn't out the back.
I make a show of eating then and hope he sees me.
Okay. All right.
I think I would like to not settle down. Greece is welcome too, but I'd like to lean up and have a wander into the kitchen at Pride's.
So are you going to ask permission, or are you just going to take?
Yeah. Oh, so is she waiting on us?
Yeah, she's walking past every now and again.
All right, ma'am. I hope you don't mind if I say a quick hello to some of your staff and ask a few questions.
Oh, you're going to investigate who the poisoner was.
Well, it did cross my mind.
Oh, this is a good story, isn't it? Now, please, come on in. And starts bustling you and starts saying, now, I think it starts theorizing and hitting you with all these names and stuff like that.
Let's take it one step at a time.
Griff, rather. Outside the back, you are staying completely hidden, and you see a young woman come out the back of the building, look left, look right, hurry out, take one last look, and then dart down the street at a run.
That looks suspicious, right? Like she's looking cartoonishly suspicious. I would like to follow her.
Okay, so you follow with an extreme success. You do so absolutely that was a good stutter, wasn't it? I still can't say the word. You know what I mean? Without effort. Thank you.
I got you back.
All right, and as you come tearing around, darting through alleys, and eventually you spot her heading into what looks like it's a shop of some kind, although it's pretty dark, so you can't see immediately what's written at the top. And it looks like it has some sort of warehouse section attached to it. She runs around the back and then gets a little quieter and creeps up a staircase to the side, lets herself in with a key, and shuts the door. Unless you want to interrupt at any point.
No, I won't. Can I approach the door and first check to see if it's locked, which I assume it will be?
Now, to be clear, she's going into a door on the second floor, which clearly
up some stairs, right?
Yes. Yeah. So are you approaching the front door of the shop, or are you approaching the upper door?
I'm approaching the upper door, the one that she suspiciously went into.
Okay, so you creep up and you test the lock. It's locked.
Okay, can I listen at the door?
Yeah, make a listen check.
I would like to make a listen check. Oh, my listen is not great. I forgot. Let's find out. Oh, that's lockable, though. I'm going to lock that down.
Okay.
So 10 points. Do I hear anything worthwhile?
Of luck. You
press feel free to tell me no.
To the door. We'll come back to you in a second.
Okay, fair.
Upstairs, inside the Victoria Saloon, Joseph yeah, Joseph and Blanca. What are the two of you doing after having settled? Are you settling in for the evening, or are you going to join the others, or what's your objective here?
How long have the others been gone? How long
Not
has...
super long yet. They've been gone for like 40 minutes. Yeah.
Okay. I'm happy to settle in. I would prefer to kind of brief the others.
Yep. Okay, so you're hanging around for what it's worth as well. In your search across the top rooms, you didn't really find anybody.
Okay.
You are unfortunately unable to spot everybody. You're waiting for the others. You are kept up though. You are kept wired. And I'd like to ask you a quick question. In Blanca's mind, what takes priority here? Is the hunt for Maria? Is the hunt for the Serpent People? Or is Blanca convinced that they are one and the same?
My focus is on Maria.
Okay.
But I have a distinct hunch that it's more of a petty thing than a logic, like a reasoned out thing. It's kind of a like, she would be involved with this.
Yeah. Great.
It's not a like, 2 and 2. That's kind of weird. It's more of a just like, I bet she's hanging out with this weird snake.
Worst. Yeah. Just terrible. Okay. Great. Meanwhile, Joseph, you're continuing your studies, I presume.
I will, given that it's getting to the end of the day, sort out refilling my flask, and then I will get to work.
Okay. What specifically are you going to work on this evening?
I want to find that antidote. I think that's...
Yeah, okay.
While there are people what need helping, as much as I'm like, I probably have the metal blocks on the table next to me, and I just keep like side-eyeing them, and I'm like, nope, this is more important.
Not yet. Can't get it yet. Make a pharmacy check for me.
All right. Cannot believe, just as an aside, that I've managed to fail psychology like 3 times this
I know. It's such a shame.
Just by giant psychology.
Okay. This is a complicated process, and it's going to take a while, but screw that. You are a damn good doctor, and you know exactly how important this is. You spend time, you study, you break down everything you can. Once or twice, you toss out everything that you're working on and start again. Eventually, you end up with sort of a large set of concoctions that you're putting together. Now, to refine this, to perfect this, is going to take a long time. Currently, you have a single dose of an antidote. This antidote will completely negate the effects of any of the serpent person virus or its side effects on whoever you dose it with. But unfortunately, you still need time to stabilize this to keep it to be able to mass produce it as such. So currently, if you burn that one dose, you're back to square one. Okay, so you've kind of got like a fire early, but now it's gone, or
I've got other methods that I know of to keep us safe.
Okay. Excellent. Perfect.
And if there is, for thematic sake, once that is done, I will then probably turn to those metal things and be like, right.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely fair.
No, I assume like no time, no roll, but like that's the next thing.
Okay. Good to know. Meanwhile, back inside the restaurant, you have stepped forward to the back. Matt, Grease, are you finishing your meal?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're sitting there, you're eating, you're perfectly content. You're not going to jump back.
I lean over the back of the booth or whatever I'm sitting in, and then if I see a table where there's a chair I can park myself at, I'll grab my plate and go over and plonk it down and sit with someone. I just want to ask, I'll just make conversation around mouthfuls of food. Yep. And I'm asking if, what's the deal with this quarantine? If you have many people coming through, strange visitors, rolling fog of poison.
Yep. Make a charm check.
Fuck. How do you push a charm check?
Get right up in their face and go, you like
with
me.
A gun. You probably don't, is the answer.
Offer to pay for their dinner, and you have no money. And it's one of those things where you're expecting them to say, no, I've got dinner, but you're so nice. But
that is perfect.
Yeah, okay.
That is
In
so
my
perfect.
head, they did promise Mac and I free food, and I'm sitting at a table with like 6 other people. They've already had they've ordered appetizers, and they're looking at the dessert menu. I'm like, they'll spot that. That's fine. That's okay. I'm pushing it.
Oh my god, this is
Fuck.
you can't luck push rolls. You can't luck push rolls.
And immediately
You're getting kicked out
yeah,
of this
great.
restaurant.
So now as they're talking, I'm leaning over. I'm like, probably late for dessert. no coffee. We're done. It's
Yeah, just a couple of whiskeys. In
no,
fact,
that's all right. It's I'm probably going to call it an early one. All things considered.
For what it's
Mac-
worth, though, you do get a little bit of information. They seem to, they're worried about the quarantine, but they are, they're not particularly concerned. They don't really know anything about rolling fog of madness or anything like that. That seems a little concerned, but you will just hear general rumors about the town. Can you roll a d8 for me?
Hell yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, one of these. Ka-chow. 4.
Okay. Up north of the town, Danny Sutton killed a couple of things that he swears were human skeletons. Nothing but bones and rags, and you had to shoot them to pieces to stop them.
Up to the
That's what I
north.
hear.
That'd be going towards them mountains. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
All right, you can have a small whiskey. None of
And a dessert.
none
and
of
a
nothing.
dessert.
And one tiramisu.
In the back of the restaurant, Mac, you're heading through and you're starting to ask around. I mean, what are you really doing here? Are you going to each of the assistant cooks, and are you just asking them questions?
Well, I guess at first I'd ask the boss if anyone new came on board recently.
New? Well, no one particularly new. A couple of folks. We get a lot of volunteer work coming in here. With the quarantine started, they knew that everyone going in would need food, so we called in a couple of people who all agreed to come in and help provide food when we were too busy serving the folks outside. So I suppose yes, there's been a few, but they're not full-time employees, if that's what you suggest.
Yeah, I don't much like the sound of that. But everyone else here has been here for a number of years, I suppose.
Oh yeah, being here for a time, I trust the people in Santa Rosita. It's a good town.
I'd sure like a list of those volunteers when you can get it to me.
Well, certainly, I can get you a list of their names, and she'll write down a list of names for you and hand them over to you.
And they're all in town still?
Yeah, they're all in town. They're all based around. Now, since you are a lawman, Marshal, it is conceivable that you would have come across the name Maria Romero, which is scrolled across the bottom of that list, and you might make the connection that it is from the Green-Eyed Gang. So, can I get you to make a law check?
I will not.
Unfortunately, that name doesn't pick up for you, and you just scan the list, and you now have a list of people, but they're just suspects. None of them are particularly standing out to you yet.
And no members of the gang I recognize.
Sorry?
No members of the gang I recognize?
Well, you don't recognize Maria Romero specifically. Yeah. That was the one that would, yeah.
Well, I'll do my best to look them up then. Did you vouch for the rest of your employees here? Is that my understanding?
I do. They're good sorts.
All right. Well, thank you very much. You've been mighty helpful, and I'm sure Grease will give you his compliments for his dinner.
Oh, I'm sure. Let's go out and find him just now, in fact. And the collection of you emerge in time to see.
They follow a waiter out with a huge platter of food.
Yeah, and sitting down with a bunch of people, and you hear,
"Hey, Mac, I made a few friends. They were just showing me around the town. Say, it's getting late. We'd probably best be going." I get up and I take out my little handkerchief. Well, thank you everyone for the lovely company. Put it out, and I hope I see you again while we're still in town. Take a few steps backwards towards the door.
Ma doesn't ask for money, but she goes silent and waits for one of you to do something.
Has it been obvious? Has it been made obvious now that he's offered to pay for the?
Yep.
Do the people at the table?
As you know, it's on them, and they get up and leave.
My spending level out. It's like, what's the bill like?
Gosh, 6 people. All of them had a bit of a fee. It's probably $15, $16.
Jesus. Grease.
I didn't know.
Whiskey's,
I never had anything so nice, and they just kept on bringing out other things. Yeah, I didn't know you could do that with meat or milk or sweets and such. And then they were bringing out coffees, and I never had that, but I had like 6, and I'm amped to hell. I want to go catch a lizard. Let's
I feel
go,
like I have no
Mac.
choice but to pay her from my cash reserves,
Okay,
which is
so
beyond my spending level.
Okay, and
I just slide it over
God,
without a word.
she maintains her happy demeanor since you were willing to pay, and bids you farewell. Tells you come back whenever y'all need a feed, and heads away.
Mac, that place was amazing. We should come back tomorrow night. We should bring all the others.
I think you'll be paying off that one for long enough, Grease.
Okay, so meanwhile, now you lucked your listen check, did you not, Griff?
I did to a success 1.
Press your ear against the door, and you hear lizard sounds immediately from inside.
All right, so then what I do is I pull out my cell phone and I text the others the address so that they can...
You call
Hang on.
911.
Roll a sanity check as you realize you are not able to pull out your cell phone, which means that you do not have access to TikTok, which means life is not worth living.
Reach
all right.
those younger target demographics. Come on, people.
Well, someone was dabbing earlier, so Jamie was second in line.
So I've got... So I could find this place again, though, right?
Yeah,
Like, it's
you
not
can
that
find this
hard.
place.
It's just a warehouse somewhere.
Well, we're looking for you as well. We're ducking around the alleys
Yeah,
looking for where you
I
got
would
to.
like to. Yeah, I would like to. As soon as I realize that they are, people, I back away slowly, and then I turn around and I book it back to.
Okay.
Yeah,
And you
my
turn around
rectus.
and you book it back. I want you to make a stealth check.
Okay.
Oh no.
I'm refusing to look anywhere except under trash cans.
Okay.
This is pretty good.
Just as you're about to dart by, you spot one of those wind chimes hanging from the bottom of the staircase that you've just passed through. And you stop yourself short and you realize you've been seen. You don't know. You know, this is one of those things where these wind chimes are essentially security cameras as well.
Yeah. I
Allow
got you.
people to listen. So you don't know how immediately you've been seen, but you realize that you have moved in a way that has allowed your detection. So it is possible that if you go, you might not be able to make it back.
What
Like you
What do you
might
mean?
not be able. Like they could leave. They could flee. You may have been detected.
So have I? Am I certain I've been detected or not?
You have behaved in a way that has like you've sort of realized that you've been seen by one of the cameras essentially.
Yeah.
Now that does not mean that someone is looking. That does not mean that you have immediately been detected. But it means that okay, I've exposed myself. If someone is looking, I'm spotted. If they have the ability to look later, I'm spotted. So something to note. It means that if you leave and people have the ability to retroactively go and look at this stuff, they'll be able to figure out that you were at the door. May just mean you have to rush.
Can I try something else then?
Please.
Can I? Okay. Can I try to look through the keyhole? Can I go back upstairs? Try to look through the keyhole. I want to get a look. I'm going to try to get as best a look at the people who are inside as possible,
Okay, certainly.
so that I can try to identify them again. Or if there is like a window on a ledge, I could climb up to it and perhaps peek over and use a climb check.
It's going to be a. I was going to say a locksmith check to peek through the lock, or a hard spot hidden to just get a good angle. But if you want to climb up to a window as a different approach, I'll take a regular climb check.
I would like a regular climb check, please, and I will roll that now, and I will fail that very badly.
Okay. So you can see that there's a window, but it is far too far up. So with climb checks, you go, I'm not going to be able to do that. Am I?
And pushing
Do I
it.
have to push it.
No,
The
sorry.
limits.
I'm gonna go back to my main. I'm going back to my main strategy, and I'm booking
Yep.
it back to find these guys. I'll see what I can do.
Okay.
I'm not
As
gonna
the
take a
two
risk while I'm
of you-
alone.
As the two of you step out of the restaurant, talking a little bit, suddenly Griff comes to rejoin you. Griff, what are you saying?
Yeah.
Were you getting into the
Maybe.
rubbish?
Snake people. I found them.
Where?
They're in a
Found 'em.
warehouse over there. We gotta go. We gotta go now.
We need to get
Spot
Blanca
you?
first.
Did they see you?
And
though?
Doc.
Are they following us?
I don't know. I think they definitely got to look at me. Pop one of them wind china things saw me. But yeah, I think they definitely did.
All right, we better group up and roll out.
I'll give you vague directions. Can one of you guys? Can one of you guys go and get the other two so we can all meet up and sneak into this place together?
Why don't I go to the place and keep an eye on it? I can be quiet, same as you, Griff. And
Well, no, I don't much like the sound of us splitting up now. If they are indeed in this town, then we got to stick together before one of them turns into one of us again.
ooh,
Matter
Hey,
of fact,
Griff.
Griff.
what's a password?
Now, this is gonna sound a mite suspicious, but remember, I have received many injuries, and it has been a week since we set up this password.
Griff?
I do not remember the
It-
password.
What was your favorite vegetable there, Griff?
Vegetable.
I think it was asparagus. Was it
All right.
asparagus?
All right,
That's
all
all
right,
right.
all right, all right, all
All
right.
right. Oh, thank. Oh, damn it. Oh,
We never doubted you, Griff. I lower the hammer back down. Hey, we're good to see you, Griff. Let's mosey.
There is so much stock in this password, given that they were able to mimic Doc and everything you had spoken about with
Yeah,
him.
they remember everything. I'm pretty sure these passwords.
Definitely not going to know that the password is asparagus.
If
And,
anything,
like,
if Griff gets the password easily, we shoot him.
Yeah. It's not a bad idea.
So,
So
where are
then the three of us go to the
Victoria
saloon to grab the others, and then to the thing. I'm pretty sure if we do that, they're gonna have left by then, and so we won't. I'm pretty sure if we do, but I don't want to go against them alone. Basically, I think it's the right move. Yep.
Yep.
We group
Um,
up first.
yeah,
Make sure.
So the three of you rush back to the Victoria Saloon as quickly as you possibly can. I want all of you to make a dexterity check to give me a general idea of how quickly you're moving.
Yeah. Oh, I am slow.
You want dexterity?
wind.
I got dexterity. Yeah.
Well done. I'll give 2 seconds. He's pretty quick. And you tear forward. Eventually you arrive. Now, Blanca, you'd gotten a little bored, restless, settling in. So you'd gone downstairs for a drink, just sitting at the bar, eyeing the area where you saw that glass of thistle in it. The last time you saw that was, of course, the day before you were betrayed, just before you went into the robbery. And it's burning into your mind. And suddenly your companions burst in. Joseph, you're upstairs at this point. What are the three of you saying to Blanca?
But what are you doing? Putting a gun at me?
No. I
let's-
just like doing it.
Let's head upstairs and talk.
Like
to the
barging through
doctor.
doors.
Yep.
Head upstairs, talk to the doctor. Here, miss. You got some friends in town.
You got some friends? Sorry, I missed what you said.
Yeah, we got some friends in town.
What friend?
Scaly
They-
ones.
Yeah, scaly.
With like forked tongues and whatnot.
I knew it. I said I
We
knew
gotta
it.
go quick though. We gotta go quick.
We got more than just scaly people. There's one of the green-eyed gang here as well.
Really?
And I said I was saying, you know, I reckon that she's involved. And he didn't really say anything. He didn't like validate, but I called it. That's all I'm saying.
All right. Well, we can sort that out in a bit, but I think we gotta move down if we're gonna get these folks that are in
Wait,
this
what do you
warehouse.
mean? What did you see these snakes?
I heard them. I was listening. I chased one. No time. We gotta go now.
All right, so you
Trust me.
tear upstairs, you pound at the door of Joseph's room, and it swings open. You can see Joseph like leaning over a collection of chemicals, looking up. Sort of, he seems to, yeah.
What?
Oh my god, third time. We got snake people. We gotta go. They're in a warehouse. They're almost definitely gone by now, but we
Griff,
gotta go
snake
now.
people. Got it. I'll meet you downstairs.
All right, let's go.
We should probably, I think we should rustle up a larger party with deputies. No
I don't
point
think-
going in alone.
I don't know that we can trust the deputies. I mean, somehow that food got into our place. I mean, any one of them could be masquerading. I reckon we trust the, 5 of us. We can handle a damn lizard.
It
What are we
hurts me to
doing? Are
say
we-
it, but I agree with Grease.
Are we hunting down some snakes?
You
At this
goddamn
hour?
right. Hell yeah.
All right.
As soon as they know we're wise to us, they're gonna scuttle.
Snakes are less active at night
Why is that?
because the sun's ain't out. It's cold. They're cold-blooded.
Oh.
It's just a fact.
Remember that one that tried to nestle up into Mac's sleeping mat? I mean, that's what they were doing, just without Mac or the sleeping
Right.
mat. And
Are we having this conversation as we're walking briskly?
Yeah, I hope so.
The collection of you decided
Did
not to
you
get a
know?
larger posse. You've burst down. Joseph, you said you'd meet the others downstairs. They start to leave. Are you waiting or are you heading with them?
I'm like, I need enough time to pack my things, like,
Yep, that's fine. You can.
and then I'll head down. Just like I can leave ephemera set up, but I'm making sure that anything important is on me.
Totally. You're getting surprisingly good at very quickly packing complicated things, slamming it into a bag and tearing out the door.
I'm-
So-
God forbid I get better at medicine at some point.
yeah. that'd also be good. Now the collection of you tear
Quick,
outside,
just
you
really-
rush down. Ooh, yes.
Really quickly, on our way out, can I just quickly accost the poor bar lady again and say, if you see anyone with the physical description of Maria Romero, which I will provide, you leave a note under my door or something. Notify me.
Okay. Okay, I will. Then it looks kind of like scared of you as you pound on the door, and then you're out and you're tearing along, and you're hurrying across as quickly as you can towards the strange little warehouse. Now, it's a tailoring warehouse called Hurst Tailoring. It's run by a man named Tim Hurst, if you're interested, but that's not particularly relevant for the minute, because as it is, the collection of you all rush towards the warehouse in the dead of night, and you can see it ahead of you, looming in the dark. The collection of you gather around. You have your weapons. You can see a door up heading to the top and a second main entryway. What's your plan? How would you like to approach?
Suppose we should take both entrances, and if we make a lot of noise and get them out the front, well, more witnesses ain't such a bad thing. They can alert the deputies. Make sure
or,
there's a big show of it.
I mean, but if they're masquerading as established town folk and we ambush them, they'll just scream, holler, and then the deputies will have our ass. I'd say we try and sneak in as long as we can. See what's what. Try and catch them while they still got their scales on, rather than skin.
All right. Do we want to split up or take the one entrance? I suppose if we spook them, we don't want to rustle. I say we split up.
I'm gonna go up to that top door there. I can sneak up pretty well close. And also, if we need to, I bet I can knock that door off its hinges.
Okay.
I'm quiet and good at climbing. I'll go with Griff.
I am here if any of you hurt yourself.
Rattle your back.
But just don't. Never mind.
So why don't Ada and Mac go through the front
Take the
door?
front.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So while the two of you head up to the side, I want you both to roll me a stealth check.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Mac, Blanca, the two of you leave Doc sitting ready with their bag, and you go around to the front. As you get through, you can see through the glass front doors, there's still a light on inside. And although the door appears to be locked, someone is at the front desk working, and they appear to be putting together some kind of suit. You walk up, and you can see the shadow of a figure working away happily by faint candlelight.
Do we go in quiet? I suppose let's get in close as we can.
You can
without
walk
being
right up to the
detected.
front. This person will be able to see you, but you'll be able to see them properly too.
Sorry, I'm a little is this person just a normal, like they're just like a random worker, or are they some kind of like
Can't really recognize
welcome?
No, you can just see a figure, like it's sort of the silhouetted figure.
Oh, they're not like at the front, like
No, they're
welcome
they're at the
area.
front. They are in the welcome area, but they appear to be working. This
Okay.
is possibly just where they're doing some work.
Suppose I'll just mosey on up, arrest him, and then we keep on moving.
Marshall,
Hmm.
I am running low on bandages. It wouldn't be unreasonable if a doctor was to knock on the door and ask if they had any of that kind of supply.
Well,
That could
that's
work.
not such a bad idea.
I will warn you now, I am not good at lying.
That's fine. You just
I'm-
keep your mouth mostly shut. And
No,
get a
no,
good
wait,
look
wait.
at their eyes. You've seen these things before. You know what they look like when
I
they
do, yeah.
turn human.
I'm good at lying though. Give me the bags. I'll just pretend to be a doctor. I'll just say I need some bandages. If they ask me what kind of doctor, I'll just say I don't know. I don't even know if there are kind of doctors.
Miss Ada, I mean this in the nicest possible way, but absolutely not.
Oh, okay.
I don't disagree
know.
with pretending to be a doctor. I can't hand over my bag.
I don't mind if both of you want to go in. Seems the marshal would probably spook him more than anything.
I mean, if you're happy for me to try, I'll certainly take Miss Ada as a backup.
If anything, it's going to make it easier for you to keep a close eye and see if there's any cold-bloodedness behind those eyes.
So are we both going?
Yeah, sounds like the both of you are going. So the two of you head up, you get to the door, and now you can see properly the candlelight. The silhouetted figure appears to be a young man, probably in his mid-20s. As you get to the door, you knock quietly, and the man looks up, kind of frowns, picks up the candle, walks over to the door, puts a chain on so you can't just bust in, and then opens it and leans out and says, yes, hello?
Hi, I'm relatively new in town. I'm a doctor. I'm looking for supplies, bandages, that kind of thing. I was told you might have that kind of material.
Well, we got cloth and stuff, sure, but we're closed now. You can't buy stuff now. Sorry, I'm just staying late working on something.
We can pay.
Well, I mean,
Can I get a good look at him?
yeah, you've got a good look. He's standing there, looks a little like put off, but yeah.
Does he look sneaky?
How do I say
I guess
His
like,
tongue raw.
reptilian?
I am aware of what they can do. I have seen one in like the midst of transforming out. I have a pretty good medical understanding of these things now.
Make me a psychology test.
Okay, God, this fucking third time's a charm. It's probably not a charm, just reader. Still fail.
Ask him how he feels about cold temperatures.
How you feeling right now? Oh,
That's
for the love
laughable.
6 points.
I mean, to identify entirely through, maybe it's going to be more than a regular success, probably.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Unfortunately,
That makes
but
sense.
you can probably get an inkling.
I think I'm okay with just not knowing this. I think that's
Okay.
reasonable. Like,
Yeah.
Sure.
I've looked and I'm going, either like whatever he's taking is working as it should, or there's just no kid.
Yep. And the kid kind of nods a few times and says, "Well, I'm sorry, we're closed. If it's an emergency, I'm sure Doc Martell's got bandages."
No worries. I thank you for your time. What time do you open tomorrow?
Well, when the sun's up,
Right.
because now it's the middle of the night. So
What if it were an emergency?
if it were an emergency, well, I mean, look,
Where-
we've got cloth if you need it, but it's fine textiles in the lab. A little wasted on injuries, if you
Well,
don't mind so
You
saying.
don't have any plain cloth?
Cottons and linens and the like.
Yeah,
Well-
those kinds.
Well, yes, man, we do have some plain cloth, but once again, it is ours, and we
Yeah.
are open. And I really must return to my work. I'm sorry. And he goes to shut the door. If Blanca, if you want to be real cool right now and stick your foot out, now would be the time.
Or your gun?
I'm just gonna try and fast
Escalation.
talk this.
Oh, you can try and fast. If you have a lie that you want to try.
All right. Well, okay, sure. I have a lie I want to try. Excuse my friend here. They're being too polite. We do have an emergency back at Victoria Saloon. One of our friends he's this young idiot boy. He was shot, and we're very concerned, and we need some bandages.
Just keep talking at him and push past him.
this-
And it's going to be hard because you can hear him saying things all like, well, why do you go to the doctor's office then? Oh, I mean, there's tablecloths there. Why do you need my fine velours? And stuff like that. But make a... Hey, okay. We can find something. And opens the door and lets you in, and you bustle through, and he hurries the candle, puts it down, and starts rummaging through. Well, I simply can't part with these, so no, this won't be suitable. Maybe I can find something.
While he's doing that and looking for, I demand it's a special kind of wound. You need it to be
Egyptian
blue
silk.
cloth.
Blue cloth?
Yeah, I don't know. That's what the doctor said. I'm not a learned woman. I'm gonna whisper to
Oh, Jesus almighty.
It needs to be the ones from right up the back. So like,
I have a question, and I don't know if this. I don't know, so I'm gonna use like everyone here. How distracted is this man?
Pretty distracted.
Can I get behind him with chloroform?
Yeah,
Yes.
he's currently he's like looking through
Yes.
drawers
Right.
like that.
Yep.
We could just smack him. No, you try that. That's fine.
The doc is gonna like look at Blanca as like if this doesn't work, and then.
All right, I want a fighting brawl check as you come around and try and slam the
Yes.
chloroform.
Bonus die because he's
I
distracted.
want to see him.
Yeah, bonus
right,
die.
Right before he passes out.
This
he's
is
just
your
like,
chance,
"Oh,
Doc. You get
did
the
have
tick on
cloth."
fighting brawl, then you're streamlined into combat. Let's
I
go.
have Face.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right, you got a bonus die. You can still do this, I believe.
I can't boop it though if I use a bonus die, but yeah.
No, but you can get within
yeah,
close. Come on.
This is gonna be hilarious.
But you can luck it, I think, with a bonus die.
Yes. And if the bonus die rolls under, you do get your ticket.
oh.
Actually,
you.
I think technically you don't.
yeah,
All
I think
right.
technically
Can I
don't
just
either.
hit him?
Actually, I think I remember.
So
that
it's a
now.
lot of luck. If you want to do it, but until you tell me that you're lucking it, you dive forward, and Blanca, you look, and as soon as you see Doc going for the move, you think he's not moving. He's this isn't right. You know how to assault someone. You've done it before. And Doc swings around his arm and jabs it. It's just a little high, and the guy goes, "Ow, my eye!" And jumps back, sort of holding onto his face. Ow! What?
Okay, I spin my gun around. I'm going to do this properly, if that's okay.
Make a fighting brawl test.
I no longer think this man is a lizard. I think we are accosting a random dude.
Oh, I'd like it to
Oh
be
my
noted.
God. I didn't. My brawl is also really low.
Yay!
I'm over-invested in shooting people.
Shoot him in the face.
It
Shoot
is
this innocent.
Ow, my other eye!
Oh, God.
Marshall, you can hear chaos from the inside. Would you like to step forward?
Do you want to clean up this mess?
Please.
It's difficult to tell whether this is part of the plan or not.
It is not.
I don't know how sophisticated it was going in.
Are you going to walk forward?
Well, all right then.
The man kind of flops onto the ground, gets up, and through bleary, now bruised eyes, he sees you. Marshall, help! I'm being attacked! Rushes towards you, falling, grabbing at your coat. Help me!
What's all this ruckus?
They've been robbing me. Look, they broke in, said they needed bandages, tried to take my velours. You gotta get rid of these people, Marshall.
That simply won't do it all. I got 2 pairs of handcuffs on hand. Come here, you two. I'll cuff you.
What? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'll just like kind of go over and be like,
What
All
are you
right.
doing, Mom?
Oh,
I think I'll cuff
Blanca,
you to the
are you-
nearby table. or like near like a, I don't know, something secure nearby.
Yeah,
and
there's like a
I'll
fence
tell the.
post, or are you trying
tell
to
the-
get something inside the building?
Well, I'll leave them inside, and then like just sneakily undo the cuffs as I turn around. The guy's got bleary eyes, so he's fine. I don't need to roll anything because
Sleight of
he
hand.
can't see
Sleight of
anything.
hand.
Yeah,
Sleight of hand.
It's fine. You
You
don't need
leave
to worry
sleight of
about it.
hand.
Do the two of you agree to be handcuffed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty I trust that Mac has a plan.
Blanca?
I bet Blanca's never been handcuffed before. She's a solid, upstanding woman.
Sorry, what was the question?
You're
Am
going
I-
to agree to be handcuffed.
Oh yeah, no, I'm agreeing, but
Okay. You stumble forward. You quickly handcuff the two of them. Now, he's blinking, and his eyes are sore, and I'm going to need from you either a fast talk to make this lie smooth and, go over without a hitch, or a sleight of hand
Yeah!
to try
Sleight of
and
hand is my favorite skill in this whole damn game.
trick him with the...
Well, my sleight of hand is 10, but my fast talk is 4.
But how is it 4? Isn't
I don't
base
know.
like-
Does that seem like a mistake to anyone else?
is lower than base.
What is base?
But you're just such an honest, upstanding dude. When you took an oath, I
Base for fast talk.
Ten.
think it's like 10.
wait.
I think it's 10.
Yeah.
Sleight of hand.
I
is
haven't
Base
taken.
for fast talk is 5.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Yeah,
Is
it's-
it in Down Dark Trails though? I changed some.
I think fast talk will be the
Double
same.
check, but yes, I think it
Fast
is.
talk would be the same. I
believe
can't imagine it got
check.
changed.
I've got 10 on my sheet, and I don't know how that happened because I don't.
Fast talk base and down darker trails is still 5.
I think you might have. I think you might have rolled a success and then added and then skilled up. No. Okay, never mind.
I think I just must have put some points in it.
I've got fast talk at 5 on page 25 of Down Darker Trails. Look
There
it
you go.
up.
Let's keep this train
Can-
wreck going. I want
can
to
roll
fail.
a Sleight of hand.
Can Blanca help with the fast talk?
Blanca, are you kind of doing the whole? Oh, I'm caught again by the laws.
What do you mean again?
Yeah, I'm gonna need some help here.
Oh my god.
Okay,
This
well,
one fucking dude. He's not even the enemy.
As you cuff me, I mean, what do you want me to say? Go, what is it? Am I trying to distract him? Is that what I'm trying?
Yeah, I reckon so.
Well, I'm just gonna start hollering. I would be like, "You're not even a sheriff. You're not even from
Okay.
this town.
You know
Who are you, Marshal Mac? Like,
Now we're gonna cut.
Marshal, go back."
We're gonna cut
Come
away
around.
from this debacle. To outside. The two of you have crept around the long way. Now you both really stealth checks.
We
Yeah.
both got a hard success.
You get up to the door. Now, you know the door is locked and you can see that window, but you can see there is a balcony at the top. And this is sort of just above the window that you were going to climb up to. If you can climb up to that, you'll be able to get in. And there's one of those sort of large open windows that you should be able to walk straight through.
I look to Griff. We say nothing, but I make a series of hand movements and gesture up the thing, and we both immediately begin to ascend.
Perfect. All right. So a climb check from both of you.
Ooh, okay.
Fuck.
It's a little high, Grease. You're going to have to do like a kind of running
Oh.
jump. Actually, you are worried, and then Griff kind of catches.
And throw you up.
You've caught me in like the ballerina under thing, and I'm like floating for a moment. Griff, you
With
caught
a
me.
critical success, the two of you are quick. You vault over the top of this thing and you start heading indoors, moving carefully into the house, glancing around. Now, the large double doors lead to a top floor that is kind of like it is filled with various rooms. It looks like half of it is dedicated to being a warehouse, and there's sort of stockpiles of everything, and half of it is a house. There's a little bit of candlelight streaming through. This place is deserted and quiet for now, but you start to creep through it, carefully moving room to room, and suddenly from downstairs you hear, "You ain't even a real marshal!" immediately making all of your stealth attempts
go well.
useless, and you hear frantic movements from further inside.
Let's keep going.
You heading towards the
Yeah,
movement?
they'll be distracting on purpose. That'll be part of the plan.
Yeah, it's part
fine.
of the plan.
I'm confident.
This plan has gone off full. I don't know how those. I don't know how those guys knew to create a distraction like that. But man, I'm just so glad that we work together as a team so well and efficiently.
I hope they aren't handcuffed when the lizards come. Why would they be? Let's keep going.
That won't make any sense.
dart forward, and you're heading directly towards the sound.
I think we want to try to get away from.
We want to flank.
Yeah, we want to flank.
There's not really many
pincer
passageways
maneuver.
Yeah.
to go through, but as you're coming about, you see suddenly this figure comes barreling towards you. A young woman, the same young woman that you followed, Griff, and they look terrified. And you can hear behind the crash. They're running straight past you. They're running sort of and you're inside the house now. Unfortunately, you're caught. You're not like hidden here.
Oh, okay.
So this woman is going to see you, and she yells, "Monsters! They're monsters!" and points behind and starts running towards the door, screaming help.
I would like to tackle her. I would like to stop her.
Okay.
Anyway, if that is like step in front of her and grab her, then that's that. Or if it's like chase her down and tackle her, that's that.
All right. So you sprint forward and you grab a hold of her. Meanwhile, Grace, what are you doing?
I run forward as well, but I'm going to position myself between the woman and Griff, and whatever monsters will come, that I might slay them before they reach us.
All right. From downstairs, you can also hear yelling from upstairs all of a sudden, and the man goes, gee, I'm going to go get help, and he tears out the door.
Let's solve that problem.
So the three of you are now free. That's
Good job, guys. That counts as a win.
With
You got rid of him.
a hitch.
To apologize.
So the three of you are downstairs, sort of hesitating for a second. Are you going to release those two, Mac?
What's the situation again?
Maybe it's best they remain cuffed.
I don't know why you're cheering, because as far as I've seen, everything has gone from bad to worse.
Yeah, I lost track. What's happening?
Let's walk through everything in clear steps. So,
Please.
From the downstairs perspective, right? You both came up. You broke into this house. You assaulted this man, right? He saw a marshal and ran outside, said, help me. The marshal said, oh, I'll help. Let's go inside. Made out to be helpful. Then the man heard noises and screaming and yelling from upstairs. So he said, I'm going to go get help, and has run off to get the sheriff.
I don't like that. But I can't in good... Oh, man.
Can you? He's out. He's going out the door. You can tackle him. You can try to stop him.
Well, no, hold on just a moment there.
Yeah, he turns
Best stay here for a moment while I investigate. If you got intruders in there, they could be sneaking around the back. All right, stay put. Let me see what's going on first.
Why do I gotta stay? I can get this shit. Help! Somebody! Screaming at the top of his lungs.
Tried to fix it.
All right, I'm gonna put a hand over his mouth and just say, "All right, you just stop that for a moment. Let me see what's going on here. You might be causing yourself more trouble than you know."
You step forward. You put your hand over his mouth, and meanwhile, upstairs,
Couldn't do that.
So
Like that was, the marshal's just like, nah.
yeah.
Could not literally do that. Useless doctor.
Upstairs, Griff, you're trying to stop this woman from running outside. Please make for me a fighting brawl check.
Yep. Hard success.
Okay, she is going to try and dodge you. Just bring up my
Broken ankles.
What? Broken ankles? Where'd you get that from?
Jukes. Like you juke someone and they weight shifts and you break their ankles.
Oh.
Okay, so you catch them, and that you sort of hold them still. She's screaming at the top of her lungs. She's screaming, monsters, they're monsters! Back, let me go, we gotta run, we gotta flee! What are the two of you doing?
Or if you start walking her back towards the door and I'll shoot anything that comes towards us. Let's get her out of here.
Or last I saw, you walked in here and then they started making snake noises. I'm pretty sure she's one of them.
Well, still hold her then. Get her the hell out.
All right, I'll get her the hell out.
I think we start backing down the way we came in, and I'm keeping an eye the direction she was pointing. If anything comes up, I'll probably lean towards shooting before questioning.
Okay, all right, so Downstairs, you put your hand over this fellow's mouth. He kind of goes, "Oh, go look then. Go look. Find out what's up there."
Well, all right, but you best stay put. Same goes for you too.
Yep. We'll stay put. I'll watch over him.
Did I manage to make it look convincing enough that they weren't actually?
Yes,
handcuffed?
with the assistance of this fast talk, you
Very
two can
good.
both, the handcuffs are in fakely. You can burst out. Joseph, you can have another go at getting that chloroform if you'd like.
Gotta see.
Just
But-
burst out at a time that's convenient.
For the moment, though, Mac, are you heading upstairs?
I guess so. Yeah.
Okay, so you tear up and you can see a staircase at the back and you begin to mount. All right, now, a lot of things are going to happen at once here, right? And I'm also aware of the time. So we're going to have a lot of stuff quickly happen all in succession. First of all, upstairs, Griff, the woman in your arms, yelling, screaming, is going to pull something out of her pocket and try and smear it across your face.
Yay.
Can I resist that in any way, shape, or form?
Yes, it will be a fighting brawl check.
Okay.
Now, since you are very, very close and wrestling,
Yep.
it's going to be with the point of disadvantage.
Okay.
Oh, that's good.
Man, my rolls today have been
And 35's not massive.
no. Although I have a penalty die.
I know. Oh, you beauty.
Man, it's
Nice.
still a regular success.
Okay.
As I'm holding my face away from her, she's like, I mean, she might. Yeah,
What
I
are you
got
doing?
You
this.
slap her hand down, and you see what looks like a small bit of powder dash to the ground. Immediately, your suspicions are confirmed. You feel a
Ish.
certain pride. Now, at the same time, Mac, you come up the stairs, and Griff, you see a shadow, and I quote, "I lean towards shooting. Make me a power check."
Yeah, hell yeah. Get bladdered.
Power.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Make me a firearms
that's
check.
bad.
Not a fumble.
Matt.
You could.
That is a
yeah.
fumble, actually. I think I've only 50.
Yeah, you're at 50. 50
I guess so. Yeah, you're right.
50, I think
Technically,
it's-
it's not a fumble. It's just a fail.
Bang.
Bang.
It's still a fail on this.
I'd
and as-
shoot his
yeah.
ass. I'm
Alright,
a
so-
bit twitchy about this whole thing.
Excuse me?
Okay. So Mac, you come up the stairs and you see Grease whip a gun towards you and fire.
And I get shot,
I get shot.
paid for his dinner, and then he shoots me.
You didn't
face?
leave a tip.
Luckily, the damage on that was 3. So
3 damage.
Okay,
You heal that
wing
one night,
just
Matt.
slightly, and you sort of land backwards. But all in all, things could have gone a lot worse. Hearing a gunshot, the man downstairs is going to turn and he is going to sprint and he's going to try and run
Yeah,
outside.
that's fair.
The two of you want to explode out. Now is the time.
I do
Jay,
that.
Yeah.
My brawl is so low because I'm a fool. Could I try and intimidate him? Could I just raise my gun on him?
Yeah, you
and
can
say,
swing. the gun out.
if you take another step, I will put a hole in your back, buddy.
Make an intimidate check.
Oh, I'd
Oh,
really
man.
love to. Ah!
Oh, that's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good.
it's about time we got some good rolls.
Only the collection of you could manage to turn a situation that was such an unmitigated
Created
disaster
the situation too. So
into something vaguely positive.
Can I now knock him out? 'Cause
Absolutely.
he's not
Well,
gonna move.
within the next few moments, the collection of you quickly shut the door. It is nighttime, a gunshot is sounded, but it's not too bizarre out in the Wild West. You shut the door, you dim the lights, you burst up to the top floor. Upstairs, you manage to pin down this woman who has tried to escape and who's now swearing at you in very clearly kind of some snake language. You shut the door to the outside. Mac, you dust yourself down. You
Oh,
avoid the
shit,
big
Mac,
shot.
I'm sorry.
You come upstairs. The collection of you are now stable inside one of these serpent nests, I suppose, in the holdout of one of these serpent folk. And we'll leave it there for today. Well done, everybody.
what do you mean? Well done.
It could have gone worse.
Could have gone
I
worse.
thought-
But it
I
didn't.
thought- honestly, I thought
But
that
it
went
didn't.
fine.
Now, the one thing that I want to add
And Griff
before
and
we
I salvaged it.
that we,
Yeah.
before we totally step off is that as you all come upstairs now, gathering to safety, Joseph, you're going through the process of knocking out.
I will both knock him out and handcuff him.
Okay, good.
We have
call.
handcuffs.
And as you get upstairs and you rejoin everybody, Blanca, you can see that the woman that Griff has pinned down is Maria Romero, or at least
She's
a
Or at
snake
least
in
looks
Maria
like her.
Romero's form.
I walk up and I say, well, what do we have here?
Perfect.
hell
Leave
yeah.
it
That's where it
there,
cuts.
because I think we're going to start with that
Well,
conversation
well.
next time. Look, thanks for joining us, everybody. It was great to have you here as always. And a special thanks to all of the fantastic cast who are brilliant as they always are. Now, you can catch up with all of these episodes on YouTube, and you can also catch up with the RuneQuest White Bull campaign, which is on YouTube and will also be happening in Australia time this Saturday at 8 o'clock, which I think in other times, I can't remember, but it's all written down below and on the Twitch holding screen, so you'll be able to get a hold of it there. This weekend, we will also be at NexusCon, or I will be, rather, at NexusCon, running a small game for some folks, so check that out. And, well, thank you all once again. Is there anything else I've forgotten? I don't think so. Nope. See you later, everybody.
Gucci.